Yeah.
This shit is called Little Ghetto Nigga.
Vietnam.
Shout out to J. Cole on the beat. My nigga does it all. Rap, produce.
DJ on
Niggas
point.
better catch up.
Yeah.
It's the come up.
Let's bring it in.
Let's go.
Yeah, this for my niggas in the struggle. Yeah, this for my niggas in the struggle. Yeah. Another perspective. Just another perspective. Yeah. Yo. Lifestyle of the young black and genius. Sun strapped with guns, packing jeans, and the blunts got my lungs black as Jesus. Play with killers, hung at and slung crack for leisure. And tell a nigga run that, get gun clap for sneakers. Young niggas emulate what's coming out the speakers. So everything we learned came from rappers, not teachers. Cause if we can't relate, then how the hell you gon' reach us? Surrounded by crooked cops and preachers. Who am I trusting? No time to think about illegal when your stomach's touching. By any means, nigga, even if the gun is busting. I see the world for what it is now. I see the odds is looking slim for our kids now. Cause it wasn't set up for my people to rise. My niggas slain, but I see the pain deep in their eyes. Niggas living like they don't give a fuck. And I don't blame them, it's a cold world, live it up.
Yo, what's good, what's good, what's good, Jay? What's good, I know that show's gonna be loud. Yo, what's good though, Tay? What's good? You been locked in? You been locked in, man? Cause I ain't gonna lie, I've been locked in, bro. I've been locked in. A new stride is about to be reached. A new level's about to be reached. You know what I'm saying? New perks about to be unlocked. You know what I'm saying? A whole lot of shit going on right now. But not too much. It's just only growth. But yeah, though. We on YouTube with it, though. We on YouTube with it. Been locked in on school. The season started and everything, right? The season most dev started, right? And most dev started, right? Cause I'm pretty, at least y'all in some crazy ass time, but it should've. I ain't gonna lie, me too. I'm about to finish though. I'm about to finish my semester, bro. I know y'all in high school, like, oh my god, how the hell you supposed to finish that early, right? But college be finishing first, second week of December, and then we don't go back to like the second week of January. We got like a whole month off in this motherfucker, bro. Like a whole month. That shit is really a luxury, bro. I love it. I love it, man. Season been started. I'm eligible to play next semester. Wait, Tay, you in college, right? You in college. So if you're eligible to play next semester, I low-key be forgetting. Like I just be too much shit be going on. I'm like, I remember names, but I forget what matches up with what. So you eligible to play next semester. How's the rotation gonna look like and whatnot? How do you think that's gonna turn out for you? You know, like what spot do you think you're gonna end up having? What spot do you gotta work for? What song is this? It's called Lil Ghetto Nigga by J. Cole. It's an OG. It's an OG song. It's an OG song. Like it was made. This was the come up. So this is 2007. This was made 2007. I only put these on because ain't no copyright on it. I'll put these on. Ain't no copyright on it. Let me see. This might have an ad on it. This has no copyright on that motherfucker. This shit mixtape. This is OG. One of my favorite Cole mixtapes. This is his first one. I've been this 6 man for a while. How have you been working in your game at the same time? And how have your workouts also been going too? Because now, like, you get to kind of take a seat back, right? This whole time you're able to take a seat back, observe, right? Continue to do your work and everything and whatnot. But like, you gotta plot, right? You gotta make sure you plot on. All right, once I get here, I know I got to do this. I know the coach has been emphasizing this, and so as soon as I get in, it's not like your coach gotta kind of catch you up on what's going on, right? It's like, oh shit, he said this. Let me make sure I emphasize this. He's saying this shit every single practice. Let me make sure I emphasize this as soon as I step on the floor, right? Little things like that, and also like sets. Like, are there any new sets? Are there any new plays the team is running to where I know I'm gonna be in this spot or that spot, or just in general as a player, you should know every spot, right? Because if you want to actually be a good playmaker, good facilitator, score, doesn't matter. You got to make sure you know where everybody's going to be at a certain point in time when you run through sets. Because what that's going to allow you to do is to be able to know when are the points you should attack, what players to read, and then now you'll know what plays to make, right? When it all just comes down to that. So you got to make sure that you know every single spot on the floor. That's where a lot of players get the shit fucked up. They get it fucked up thinking, oh, I'm just gonna learn this one spot. My coach told me to do this, I'm gonna do this. But if you don't know what your 2-man is doing, 3, 4, 5, whatever other position it is, according to you, then you're not gonna be able to make plays within the play, and then you're just gonna be that robot player because you just don't know what to read. So that's usually what happens with a lot of players. They just think about, oh, well, I just gotta do this, let me do this, and not understand. Okay, I know at this point in time I'm gonna catch here. This is gonna be going on. So if this player helps over this way, I'm gonna shake up, or I'm gonna shift down, or anything like that, or boom, I have an opportunity to cut. Like, you got to be able to know the ins and outs of plays. You know what I'm saying? That's what you should have really been doing this whole entire time. Or that's how I think how you should approach this time. You know, my workouts be good, but I'm been trying hard. But I've been trying hard since I'm trying to play this flow state. Would you say that's another tough thing for you to do, to be able to get back to playing the flow, right? To be able to just find your rhythm. I feel as though that's one thing as to which a lot of hoopers want to know about and want to get better at, but they don't even know and understand like kind of what it takes, right? And so it's kind of just like, oh, get hot, get in the flow, get in the zone, but there's so many components, and you need a level of mental maturity and control for you to be able to do just that. And so what comes with that, playing in that flow state, is the ability to simply allow all your actions, or majority of your actions, to be subconscious, right? To where you can just boom, 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 right? And that comes by building trust and building confidence in yourself to be able to do that, right? What happens with a lot of players is that they lack the confidence in self, they lack the trust in self. So now once they get to a point where they have to rely on instinct, right? They can't rely on instinct, and they rely on what they think, right? Hold on, that's really a gem. That's really a gem. Once they get into positions where they have to rely on instinct, they can't rely on instinct because they don't have trust in self and they don't have confidence in self, and they try to rely on what they think. But in a game of basketball that's so quick and so fast, you can't think, right? You can't think. And so just take that right there, that moment in itself, and file that as you not preparing yourself enough, right? You not putting yourself in positions prior to, in your past, to where you could be prepared for this moment and do what you need to do now, right? And of course, there's gonna be a whole little period where even though you know you're not ready, you're just continuously getting better bit by bit by bit. It's not gonna happen overnight, right? It's gonna take time. All you could really do is just make sure that by the day, right, as days goes on, you're continuously learning off your mistakes. You're learning off some of the shit that you did, and not just seeing, oh, what I do bad, seeing what I did good, reinforcing the good, taking out the bad, and then replacing the bad with the good, right? It's a whole little process, like day in and day out, you got to continuously do to get better. Make sure video is running in the background better so you get ad revenue. Hey, Z's a real one, bro. Z's a real one. Z a real one, bro. Ad revenue. Hey, Z, this is also another thing about ads. I don't even think any of y'all know this, but when it comes down to ads on YouTube, you don't get paid for, or you get paid for watching it, right? Watching it through, but you get paid more if you click on the ad, right? If you actually hit the visit advertisement, it just opens up the link, people will get paid more for that. So say, like, I don't know the exact rates and how much it changes, but in terms of if you just watch the whole through, you watch and click, you're gonna get more if you watch and click. You gotta click on them, exactly. You gotta click on them. That's what's gonna make the advertiser say, "Oh, damn, we actually influenced them, and now they clicked on the link." It's like a little manipulation factor right there. You know what I'm saying? So the watch time is probably gonna help a little bit, but not as much as that ad click. Not as much as that ad click. So that's what they're really just trying to do with that ad. The goal of the ad is to get you to click on it, right, and for you to visit their page, do whatever it is, sign up, do whatever bullshit they're telling you to do, right? That's the ultimate goal. So, like, it's not just to hold your attention, it's actually get you to do something and act. So that's another thing when it comes down to that. I'm not gonna take too much time before we even get into this breakdown. I low key want to keep shit going. I got some other shit I need to do too today. Today's been a long ass day, bro. I took a final exam today. Bro, I watched an Elliot Cadeau game ever since 9 p.m. last night. This is all I've done. I watched the Elliot Cadeau game. I watched Rob Dillingham's game. I studied for a final. I took a final. And it's chemistry, a final exam in chemistry, right? And then also yeah, that whole shit. I worked out, right? Of course, I slept, and it was just like it was a compact, cool little, not 12 hours, maybe how many hours has it been? Like 17 hours or so, some shit like that. I don't know, 18 hours. So I like to just keep shit going. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people see it as stress, but I just see it as growing pains. That's the difference between me and people. People are like, damn, I'm stressed out, man. This shit hurting. I'm hurt right now. And I'm like, shit, this growing pains. This shit, my shins just hurting. You know what I'm saying? I'm growing right now. It's just my shins. You know, I'm make sure I eat. You know what I'm saying? Get my calcium in, all them little things. So then, boom, I grow bigger and better. Yo, what's good, Kijo? What's good? Yo, it's me, Kijo. Oh wow, I couldn't tell by your username, Kijo. I didn't know it was you. Nice to meet you. I'm still working on my form, but not consistent enough since I'm kind of in a situation where I have to choose big decisions. But I sent a vid of me shooting, and I feel my offhand is hurting my shot. I need to go to bed though. I'm gonna watch a replay. All right, bet. Yeah, I peeped. I literally just opened the Discord because I was like, oh shit, he sent. I remember he sent a message. But I'm a peep it. He said, honest question. Isaiah Thomas is shorter than me. How is he that good with the Celtics? I mean, there's a lot of shit you could try to boil it down to. One thing I'll just tell you, right? I'm not someone who's gonna say, oh, he's just talented. He's one of a kind. It's a touch from God. It's a gift from God. It essentially is. Everyone has a gift from God. But he also has the work ethic, right? The work ethic and the knowledge to learn how to play at that size, right? And of course, you have the physical capabilities and whatnot, the things that go with genetics and shit. So like when it comes down to that, like I don't want to say, oh, he's just talented. Look, this is one in a thousand or one in a billion or some shit like that, right? I want to say the shit that he actually had to work on to get himself in that position, because it's not like it was handed to him, right? To where he was just cooking everybody and had to put in no work. You know what I'm saying? He had to put in a shit ton of work, right? Even look at his time in the league, right? He didn't come into the league and was just frying motherfuckers, right? People knew he was skilled. People knew he was nice, but he wasn't just frying everybody. What it was is that it was a whole progression to where by the year he's getting better, right? Next year, all right, I have a little more opportunity. I'm a rookie, boom, second year, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, like it adds up. Then I remember like at least from my time I actually living and keeping on with basketball, it was his time in Sacramento where he was like at 20 a game or some shit. Then he went to Boston, boom, the shit took off, right time, right opportunity, good organization, little things like that, right team, and then you know what I'm saying, the shit took off, right? But that was an accumulation of all the work that he's put in prior to that. Like people don't see the 20 years of work, right? They don't see the 20 years of constant work, constant learning, day in and day out, the ups and the downs, right? Being able to keep yourself neutral to where you want to go back and continuously work each and every day, right? At times where you don't even see the light at the end of the tunnel, right? You can't even see it. You just have to envision it, right? That's the thing when it comes down to a lot of dreams. Like you can't actually be able to see how these counterparts are going to come together and materialize your dream. What it's usually going to be is that you have to operate according to your goals and envision that light at the end of the tunnel to where you can actually see it happening, right? In your mind though, in your mind, like you won't actually be able to see it like with the counterparts, like I was saying, how this is gonna come here and this is gonna go there and this is gonna go there. You have to just literally envision it, imagine it, right, and operate according to that. Then before you know, it's like boom, them parts are gonna come at some random point in time, not necessarily random, when you're ready, right, and then you're gonna have the opportunity like that. So IT, that opportunity with the Celtics for him to be able to get to that spot, average 30 a game, that's an accumulation of work. Ain't no luck, ain't no fluke, nope. Hard work, pure hard work. Or is it I keep watching? Yeah, for shit show. All right, I may peep this right now. I'm gonna peep. I actually need to peep this goddamn water bottle. Thirsty shit. All right. I'm about to peep his jump shot right quick. Peep the jump shot. Also, after this jump shot, I'm going to talk about my workouts for the past couple of days. I was low-key been going dummy because I realized I need to cut some weight. Let me go like this. Boom. That's unupdated right here in the corner. It's unupdated right here. I need to fix that. But let me see what he said. I'm still working on my form, but not consistent enough since I'm kind of in a situation where I have to choose Big life decision, but I need a son of vid. I need my offhand is hurting my shot. I think it's too far over. Looks like it might be too far over. It doesn't look like it's just in the right spot, essentially on the rise, like on the bring up, right? As you bring it up, it looks like it should be in the same spot, but it seems as if there's like a rotation that goes on, and maybe your hand shifts, right? To where I'm like, okay, that could possibly work. But then you get it up here, and this doesn't seem right. You kind of just want this. You want your guide hand simply just to guide, like literally be on the side of the basketball. Right? You just want it to be on the side of the basketball to where it could just kind of cuff like this. Right? Nothing crazy, just literally I don't never think too much of it. I never have either. Right? I just shot. Like it's as simple as that. It's almost like when you put your hands on the ball, right? Say your hands are wrapped on the ball, but then you make them straight. You almost want them to come together and have it be at a 90-degree angle right here. Right? To where it's like guide hand or say... Yeah, guide hand, shooting hand. Shooting hand here, guide hands here. Right? Boom, boom. You know, this wrist can't fully turn because that's a lot of rotation through the wrist, and that's the level as to which you can't really get. But kind of just think about it like this is just here. This is here. Bring them together. You know what I'm saying? This may turn. This may not be completely straight. The shooting hand may not be completely straight, but it's all good. It's all good. Right? Just let this hand sit. Let that hand sit. And I feel get the whole hand on there. It's a guide hand, not guide fingers. I feel even at times it looked like even on this last one though, where it's just like you're gripping. Don't grip with the guide hand. Don't try to grip the ball. You know what I'm saying? Like. Just let the hand just be there, right? I don't like to overthink about concepts like this too much. I feel as though the overthinking just makes it 10 times worse, right? And I don't even allow myself to get into that thought at times unless I really want to figure some shit out to where I'll now dive into thought, and then after I dive into the thought, I'll get out of it and make sure I like almost cleanse my mind from incorporating that into my subconscious action. So yeah, it probably feels off like that. I mean, let's see how it feels after that. See how it feels after that. Just let this literally just be a hand. Let it be a hand. Let it be a guide. Let it be a guide hand. Just let it relax for a second. I don't think I got anything else to the Discord. That's all for the Discord today. Boom. Let's see here too. And also, the other thing I want to talk about before we get to his breakdown gonna start in a second. But I've been working on, not necessarily working on, but my goal is still vert, right? I want to get the East Bay before the end of the year. That's my goal, right? Started December, boom, I got 4 weeks, right? And I was like, damn, I just want to get this. I want to get this down to where I could be able to get this East Bay. New Year starts, boom, fresh slate. You know what I'm saying? New goal, right? In terms of basketball and working out, and my goal is gonna shift from vert training, right? I'll try to also at the same time jot down all the notes, all the ideas I had in terms of vert training, so I never forget it, right? So when I do drop my program, all the shit's right there. And then at that point, I'm just gonna try to maintain vert and not trying to like reach new heights, right? So boom, once I get that, all right, I'm rock with that. And then I'm gonna shift over to learning more skill, right? And that's even gonna help my streams a little more as well, because I'm gonna put myself on the floor every single day to where I'm playing basketball and I'm mentally stimulated to where I'm learning new things by the workout, right? And so like a lot of people work out and it's like, oh, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, I'm gonna do this. Like it's just super condensed and just stiff, right? It's a stiff ass workout. It's just this and that, right? But like when I work out, I constantly think of new things, new counters, new ways I could be able to get out of a move, but still be able to keep shit condensed. And that's one thing I'm really gonna focus on, my ability to keep shit condensed, right? And so going back to what I was gonna say though, right? My goal at this point in time, yo, what's good, Jay? What's good? What's good? Oh, we about to get to this breakdown in like 5-10 minutes ish, about 5 to 10 minutes. I ain't gonna lie, this was low key a risky breakdown to do, right? It was low key risky because since it's college, they do be striking shit on YouTube. So if this shit is posted, it might get striked a couple times. But I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it for y'all though. I'm gonna do it for y'all. I'm still gonna post the shit up there, but it may not get monetized. So it is what it is though. If y'all could though, get a membership, you know what I'm saying? You'll be able to get that DOR badge right next to your name. You got 2 months. There's a 2-month badge, 2, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, and then like 24 or some shit. So whoever gonna be first to get them badges, I don't know who it's gonna be, but they're gonna be the oldest of OGs. I can tell you that. And even on Twitch, I know on Twitch, Z had the founder's badge and Cap had like 6 months or 5 months. But this is the new slate. It's a clean slate. So you got to see who's gonna be the first. Who's gonna be the first OG? So what I was gonna say when it comes down to working out though, right now I'm like, okay, I gotta try to get bouncy again, right? I was looking through some of my old videos. I was like, I'm not as springy as I was in these videos, right? I'm not springy, right? As effortless with my jump as I was maybe a month or two ago, right? And I was like, I need to get back to that, right? So I was like, okay, what do I do first? Cut weight. Same shit like I'm gonna do with my program. First thing I'm gonna do if I want to get right back into shit, cut weight, right? Cut the weight, cut a little bit of extra fat. So I'm trying to get down about 4 pounds right now. Weighed myself 174 yesterday morning, right? I'm gonna check at the end of this week, see where I'm at, trying to get around 170, right? And I feel as though that just getting away that extra weight is just gonna make me lighter. It's gonna make me feel more springy, and my muscle is still there, right? My muscle is still there, and so now it's just gonna be easier for me to use the muscle and the force I'm able to generate and take myself more up, right? It's as simple as that. So I was like, okay, first things first, let me cut weight, right? And so the day after that, it was Thursday. Boom, workout, hooping workout, right? Best way is to cut weight. I'm just gonna go hoop. I'm not gonna do anything. I'm just gonna hoop, right? Tire myself out, right? Get myself extremely tired. So I did 240 makes, right? 80 catch and shoot threes, 80 threes from the triple threat, and then 80 made threes off the dribble, right? I did 4 spots, corners and wings. I didn't do top, corners and wings, right? So boom, 240 makes like that. That shit was long as shit. Took about 2 hours, right? Took about 2 hours or so. Yo, what's good, Mike? What's good? We gonna get to this breakdown in about 4 minutes, about 5 minutes. So we gonna get to it. Rob Dillingham, Elliot Cadeau. So that day, 240 makes. Today, right, I did about 180 made layups, right? I was like, okay, I just did a whole bunch of shooting. Didn't do no layups, nothing inside the arc. Let me work on my work around the rim. Boom, about 180 made layups and floaters combined, right? So that took about an hour. If I did 2 hours, I probably would have got close, like 350 to 400. But I only had hours. Like, okay, I got to get in, I got to get out. I got shit to do. I had a final exam to take today, and that shit was easy, no cap, right? And so boom, did that for those 2 days. Tomorrow I'm about to go hoop again. Sunday I'm gonna do my typical workouts I usually do, my little movement, my little dancing garage workouts that I do, just to switch shit up, and then also at the same time make sure I cut down my calories, because that's also a part of it. It's not like I could just go work stupid hard and put that weight right back on with the food that I eat, right? I got to make sure I'm also eating a little at a deficit as well. I'm still getting the micronutrients that I need, right? Good amount of protein, not a crazy lowering the fats, but keeping my carbs high. Realize that balance of carb storage and fat storage, right? The glycogen opposed to the ketones, right? I just kind of look back in time and realized I operated better, I played better, performed better when I had a higher glycogen storage opposed to ketones. The ketones is just your fat storage in your body, right? Which you're gonna end up using for energy. Glycogen is just the carb storage, right? The sugar storage that you're gonna end up using for energy, right? And so that sugar storage, that glycogen storage, I realized when that's higher, my fat is lower, and I have more of that glycogen, I'm a little more springy. It's just a better storage of energy, right? And so I looked into it a little bit, and what I kind of just able to put a hypothesis on is that glycogen is just better for that fast twitch, right? It's a better fuel source for that fast twitch, right? That quickness, that step. But whereas those ketones and whatnot is more so for like that endurance portion of it. So I need to get back to that. So I'm making that shift, getting better and better by the day, shifting a little bit, but I'm trying to get the East Bay by the end of the month. So I mean, also open up this shit right here. Where is this shit at? Boom, clips right there. Cadeau. I'm gonna start off with Elliot Cadeau, then we're gonna do Rob Dillingham after that. Elliot Cadeau's game, it was North Carolina versus Tennessee, and then it's Kentucky versus Miami. These are ranked games. Tennessee is ranked number 10, North Carolina 17, and then I forgot what Kentucky. Miami is like 8, and Kentucky was like 12 or some shit like that. What's good, Guru? What's good? What's good? Phil Popovich. Let's see what's going on. Let's see. Let me post this on Instagram right quick, and we're gonna get straight to this breakdown. Let me throw on some music in the background for a second though. Let me throw on some. Throw on some coal.
Increase your profit.
Throw on some coal right quick. Hold on.
Need y'all niggas to feel me, y'all.
As we continue on,
There we go. Hold on.
this one's called Can't Cry.
That soft niggas can't last hard times, yo. Believe that shit. Yeah. Hey, real niggas don't cry. Look. Yo, was just a youngin' with that fresh fade, bird chest, legs skinny. That hoop dreaming had me trying to be the next penny. Fresh pennies on my feet, mama paid for everything I'm wearing. At the fair staring at girls, not a care in the world. Oh nigga, but shit done changed since Maine was my nickname. A little nigga chasing things, trying to kick game. Now I'm a man, worried about my fam. Let me explain, it's like my pockets stay broke. And if not, them shit sprain. And so I rap for my niggas trapped in the struggle. You feeling like the world's on your back, so you stumble in the field like a quarterback. Get sacked, then you fumble. Jobs don't call a nigga back, so it's back to the hustle. Niggas praying for their moms, the same time they moms pray for them. Ask the Lord to stay with them, guide them on their way. But damn, a nigga been a lost faith. It hurts on the usual. The only time you catch me up in church is a funeral. Sometimes sunshine turn to rain, my nigga. The same ones you love will bring you pain, my nigga. I don't know if I see tomorrow, but I won't cry, no, I can't cry. And in this life, time's getting hard, my nigga. But fuck that, I'm aiming for the stars, my nigga. I won't stop. I try to the day I die, and I won't cry, no. I sit back and watch the news every now and then. Either get depressed or mad for watching the world just crash. Even the weather's bad, it be the same shit. Got my brain twisted like damn, it's 06 and niggas still up on that gang shit. Yesterday this kid got his whole frame split. Only 17, he was finna graduate in like 3 weeks.
This shit was made in 2007, by the way. Yo, let's watch some film. We about to, man. We about to. I just need to get this post on the ground.
She was standing at the bus stop. Wait, man, she was 11. What the fuck is up with this world? Got these grown niggas fucking with girls. Plus the cops harassing us every week.
Give me 1 sec. Give me 60 seconds, gang. Give me 60 seconds.
Like they truly know the pain. They killed her only son. Now she wanna blow her brains out. Change the channel, man. I can't watch sunshine turn to rain, my nigga.
What's up, baby? What it do, baby? Yeah.
Hey, like it. Appreciate that sub. Appreciate that sub, gang. We about to get started.
I won't cry, no, I can't cry. And in this life, time's getting hard, my nigga. But fuck that, I'm aiming for the stars, my nigga. I won't stop. I try to the day I die. Look, and I won't cry, no, I can't cry. Take a ride through the city, man. Tell me what you witness. Poverty, riches, crooked cops and misfits. Violence, hatred, real devastation. Neighborhoods looking like it's still segregation. Welfare, single mothers, no jobs. Trying to
There we
get
go.
a piece for
All right, let's get to it. Let's get to it. Let's get to it. Let me pause this right quick.
So high off of that crack shit. This nigga 13 with a gat.
Alright, here we go. By the way, that song is Can't Cry by J. Cole. It is not on no streaming services. That shit is OG. It is from 2007, The Come Up. That's an OG shit right there. Not a lot of people be peeping at OG Cole, but I'm a real OG Cole fan. Let's see. Let me pull this up too. Let's set the vibe right. Let's get the vibe. Boom. There we go. Get the binaural beat going. You know what I'm saying? Get the binaural beats going. Boom. All right. Can't Cry indeed. That shit is tough. That whole mixtape is tough. And if any of y'all Cole fans, he said he about to get into his come up bag. So y'all be on the lookout for that. That shit about to be tough. But let's get it. Scoop breakdown was legendary. Hey, that's just Scoop breakdown part 2. You know, as the season go along, if we see some progress or if we just see stagnant, you know what I'm saying, see him be stagnant, we gonna re-up again. So I also got to get Brandon Miller. I got to watch Brandon Miller, bro. Brandon Miller. I got to watch Chet. I got to watch, those are the top 2 players that I low-key really need to watch in the league right now. Because Chet low-key got that number one spot for Rookie of the Year. You know what I'm saying? The Spurs is dog shit. The dog water, bro. They dog water. So I ain't gonna lie. When it come down to that, Thunder actually winning some games. So they probably, Chet might have that goddamn Rookie of the Year. We was talking about before the season, oh, when we gonna have the media on the side? The motherfuckers won 3 games or like 4 games now. I think they won last night or some shit. No, they didn't. Did they? I don't know. But they still dog shit. They still dog shit. So Elliot Cadeau breakdown. Elliot Cadeau, Rob Dillingham right now, though. We're going to see some of the parts as to how they're able to convert from high school to college, right? And how they could be able to make that conversion once again from college to the pros, right? Not just pros, but league level, right? And there's some things about Elliot Cadeau that was hard to realize in high school because the competition level was so low. Same thing with Rob Dillingham, right? And so kind of looking at it like that, it's going to be very interesting to see how they go forward and how they're going to be scouted and how teams want to, are they going to take the chance on, say, Elliot Cadeau, who's 6'1", maybe like 180, you know what I'm saying? Not really versatile, doesn't really have a jumper, but he can play make like a motherfucker, right? And then Rob Dillingham, he got the talent, and I'm pretty sure he's already mocked to go like first round, so it seemed like he already got a spot. And he playing like 15, he averaging like 15 and 5 off the bench. That's tough. Chet been hooping super efficient. That's the thing with Chet too, is that SGA is going to make you efficient, right? You play with better players, you're going to be more efficient. So when it comes down to that, you look at Chet's numbers, it's going to be like 50, 40, 90, right? There's going to be no jumpers where he has to force up oftentimes, right? Unless he just somehow the bomb gets thrown on him at the end of a possession. It's not going to be like they're going to be in the game and it's crunch time. It's like, oh, the ball just finds a way to Chet. He's only going to take that shot if he needs to take it. SGA going to take all the other ones, right? Or like a Jalen Williams. One of them other dudes could take those other shots. So, like, you know who else on the Thunder is nice? Isaiah Joe. Isaiah Joe is smooth. I was like, dog, this motherfucker shooting this. Got that burner. But let's get to it, though. Let's get to it. Right? I'm going to talk about, when it comes down to Elliot, I'm going to talk about what he does well, and then there's only a few things in terms of this game as to which emphasize his weaknesses, right? Because they won this shit by like 25, right? I don't think Tennessee guarded him properly according to his weaknesses, right? And so I feel as though as the season goes along, we're going to see better game planning out of opponents, right? They're going to catch on to the fact he's not a great jump shooter, but he's a really good playmaker. So they're going to try to make him score before they allow him to pass. Right, and his passing ability is really high level. He has a high level passing ability. What's good, P? What's good? I want to see Elliot score more. That's the thing. You'd want to see him score more, but he can't really do it because he's only a threat around the rim. Right? He's only a threat around the rim. He could get into the paint, boom, but like jump shooting, he's not a jump shooter. He's not a pull-up jump shooter either. So like it's gonna be tough for him to actually score. Right? He's only gonna sit around maybe 8 to 10 points per game. Just because he can only get layups, fouls, and whatnot. Maybe in the backcourt, abuse the bonus, right? If he's conscious and understands how to do that. So it's going to be tough unless he develops a jump shot. And then when there's a game that's to which teams guard him and make him score, no, I'm breaking that shit down. That's just going to be a video because people need to they need to see that. He's got everything else damn near except for defensive stuff, right? Just not being tall, not being super big, not being, you know what I'm saying, that defensive talent, right? Having a big wingspan or anything like that. But there's ways you can be able to work around it if your offensive contributions are high enough and if you learn defensive tactics, right? So when it kind of comes down to that, his defense, I'm not worried too much about. He can learn that, and I feel as though he is learning that right now. It's a shooting part of it, right? It's like Scoop, right? It's almost like Scoop. If Scoop went to college, it would be similar to Elliot Cadeau, but he's a better scorer, right? He's a little bit better of a scorer. But Scoot doesn't know how to make reads, which is the tough thing. That's the tough thing about Scoot, bro. Y'all seen that video, right? Like what you call it? Phil said, that Scoot video is tough. can't make reads. Scoop be making he'd be reading 2-3 variables at one time. You need to read 4, you need to read 5, right? And how do you even read 5 at one time? You disregard certain things you already know are gonna be constants, right? It's like a math equation, right? You know some shit's gonna be a constant, so when you type that shit in your calculator, boop, 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 it's already there. Like, you don't need to think about it. You know the shit's gonna constant every single equation, right? So you start the equation with, you put the same 2 numbers in. What are the ones that are gonna change, right? So boom, that's the tough part about it. Scoop needs to be able to understand what's the constants, then see the next level, and all players in general, you need to know the constants, right? Like, what's the top coverage up top? How are they gonna guard me off this pick and roll? What's their natural coverage for this, right? Boom, I already know it's gonna happen. So now I'm gonna do this, and now I have to just worry about this and just say, make the if, and then if not reads when it comes down to the other shit. So, is the top prospect in 2024? I don't think so. No. He's only averaging like 7 and 8 or some shit like that. You know what I'm saying? You can't be a top prospect unless you getting like 14 dimes a game or some shit if you're not scoring. So it'll be tough, or you're a lockdown defender, some other shit like that. But that's the only thing that's going to hold him back is scoring, right? But first, we got to talk about what he does good as well. Is top semi-pro league? It is. He averaging 5. Oh, I thought he averaging like 7. I thought he averaging like 7 points again. That's what I seen yesterday or some shit, a couple days ago. But yeah, 5 is five. Top die. I ain't gonna lie. Ain't gonna slide, bro. Ain't gonna slide. Yeah, it's top semi-pro league though, like you said, top semi-pro league, D1. Like regardless, unless you was not really doing shit at that level. But Cadeau is gonna find his way pro. It's just about what level pro, right? What level pro will he end up going? That's the thing about it. Who you got winning in-season tournament? I ain't gonna lie, P. I don't want to get too much into that right now because we focus on college today. But if I'm thinking of the in-season tournament, I gotta incorporate variables, right? I gotta also understand variables, right? I gotta think about the script writers, right? I gotta think about perspectives, right, and motives. And so let's talk about the second one, right? Motives. LeBron James. LeBron is out the GOAT conversation, right? People try to count him out the GOAT conversation. But if he wins the in-season tournament with the in-season tournament MVP, he'll have an infinite more amount of in-season tournament wins and MVPs than Michael Jordan, right? Boom. His name is now imprinted in legacy as the first person to win the in-season tournament and get the MVP. So LeBron might say, let me make my career, right? Let me make my legacy even sweeter. All right, so boom, Brown might have a little motive to say, all right, let me really lock in for these 2-3 games, right? And so boom, when it comes down to that. And then 2, script writers. The script writers could go crazy right now, right? Like they could have went last playoffs, but it went completely left, right? You had a chance to have the Lakers and the Celtics in the finals. Didn't turn out. They said, fuck that shit. That shit the shit didn't allow it to occur. We couldn't get it then. Maybe we could get it now. Lakers, Celtics, first ever in-season tournament finals, right? LeBron James, right? Going against the Celtics with the Lakers. You know what I'm saying? Debate, like in the conversation against Jordan for GOAT. That could be a really good script if it does, you know what I'm saying? If shit does happen. But the thing is, the Lakers play the Suns with Devin Booker. That's the tough part. They barely beat the Suns both times without Devin Booker. Good luck. It's going to be tough. It's going to be rough. I don't know what type of Anthony Davis the Lakers are going to get. I don't know if it's going to be Anthony Davis or Anthony day-to-day Davis, right? I'm not sure. So, you know AD, though, he's going to play good one game and shitty the next one, good one, shitty the next. So, it doesn't seem like you'll be able to get past the second round, right? So, Lakers hurt right now, so I don't know. Yeah, it's tough too. So we'll see though. But right now, Elliot Cadeau, Rui and Vando out. That's tough too. Rui and Vando out. They try to rely on depth. That's tough. But we could talk about that next week because that's all we're gonna be watching. That's all we're gonna be doing on breakdowns next week. Probably just the in-season tournament. Halliburton future MVP over Ant. Yeah, because the numbers. 25 and 12. Like, come on, man. You give him a better player, that shit gonna be like 23 and fucking 14 or some shit, like 25 and 14, like, oh my, ridiculous numbers. So boom, let's get to this though. Let's get to this. Also, boom, let me make sure this is going. I got the Suns win the whole thing. Yeah, Bucks is also in there too, but we're gonna see. We're gonna see. I'm gonna talk about that later. But right now, like I said, we gotta talk about Elliot Cadeau and Rob Dillingham. Right, 9 minutes of clips once again. So we in for a long breakdown once again. Right. And so before we even talk about Elliot's weaknesses, right? One of his strengths though, right? Passing, reading the floor, right? He's a controlled driver. He's always gonna be able to get downhill and make the right reads and understand when I actually need to throw a pass versus when I should keep it, right? And so, like, you're going to recognize this in a bunch of clips, whether it's a made shot or a missed shot. I just want you all to understand the concept and the skill, right? So, boom, getting down the floor. 24 on the shot clock, right? This is early. Now you're breaking the play, right? At this point, you're breaking the play. So, boom, tween, cross screen occurs over here. He sees I have the right side, right? And now head is up. He's not just worried about the person on his side, right? Head up, boom, gets to a stop. In the air, reads the weak side, because this player is literally all the way over on the nail, right? So boom, skip, swing, hockey assist, which should be tracked in basketball, but isn't, because those made shots are responsible for, or the person who's responsible for those made shots is a person who got all the way down to the paint and made that first pass. That second pass was easy, swing, right? It's that first person who made the entire play happen. Once again, he's making these reads early. Like, make or miss, though. Make or miss. These reads are early on. Like, they're early, right? Notice on this one, right? How he's going to change up his gather just so he could release the ball on time. He could pass the ball on time while the help defense is still sitting in help, right? So, boom. Rejects the screen that's coming up. Now he goes left. Sees this player hop over, right? This player now has to guard two. And since he didn't end up taking 1-2 steps, right, or he getting to actual hop, and he just broke the stride, picked it up, and threw it, this player actually now has to read the ball as the ball is in the air and is not able to get as close up to the player who he has to close out on, right? And so that's a fairly clean look, right, if you're a quality shooter. Boom, miss, regardless, though, the skill, right? And then, boom, offensive rebound. Sees that, once again, reading the floor at all times. I had to break that clip in half because of copyright shit, you know what I'm saying? I know a little nicks and tricks, but you know what I'm saying? He was able to get that offensive rebound, boom, drop it straight down to the big. And he was still reading the floor as he got that board. You're going to see more plays just like that as well. But here, though, this should play straight through. Oh, that's kind of odd. I didn't think that should play straight through. Hey, Buddy right here, nice, though. Buddy right here had 37. Yes, he had 37 this game, 37. He had sprained his ankle at the end. He could have broke the record for most points scored in Chapel Hill in the arena, but he ended up rolling his ankle. He literally had to take one free throw shot. He tied it, rolled his ankle, couldn't shoot those shots, bro. He could have had the record, bro. Could have had the record. Buddy nice, though. Buddy nice. I didn't watch the game start to finish, but I just watched the time as to which Elliot was in the game because I was like, damn, I don't got time to watch this shit start to finish. But yeah, that shit was tough, though. Busting our ass, yeah, he was cooking. Like, the times I seen, I was like, hey, Buddy, split. Up and under, I was like, oh shit, and you know what I'm saying. Then he ended up rolling his ankle, and I was like, damn, just 1 point, bro, 1 point. Just need 1 point, right? And so Elliot Cadeau, though, right, as a defender, this is where Elliot Cadeau could really take strides in and become better and be able to make up for that lack of size and lack of natural defensive talent, right, with size, right, which is just learning the game and just making reads, right, where to be at certain times, right. And so in a situation like this, right, he pushes his teammate off, tells him to get cornered because he's going to get the rim, right? So now he's going to take ball, end up taking the rim, but he's playing so far middle that it's going to leave that gap going right, right? And so now since he's ended up going right and he plays so far middle, this eliminates his ability to get a charge. Because say if he does try to step over in front of the line of the ball handler, he's going to be late, which is why he backed up right there and then. So in a scenario like this, he's got to understand, see this and say, I have this, I lack size right here, right? I don't have size. I can't try to out-strength him. I have to play spots. I have to play smart, right? And this is where you could watch a player like Kyle Lowry playing in transition, or Fred VanVleet, who then learned from a Kyle Lowry. Two players are of his similar height, right? So now how do they play positions? How are they able to get charges? Right, on players who know they're going to try to get charges, but they're still able to get them and set them up and deceive the offensive player. Whereas usually it's the offensive player deceiving the defensive player, right? So that's something Elliot Cadeau could do. just watching players like Kyle Lowry, Fred VanVleet playing on defense and then taking those tricks out of their books. And then another thing right here, boom. I don't think y'all understand how tough these little plays are right here. Like, these are the ones that's going to completely change an entire defense, right? It's going to fuck up an entire defense, right? Because what he does is that he's making peripheral reads, right? Peripheral reads is just simply him not staring down what he's actually reading. And what he's looking at is what the defenders are going to expect him to be looking at, right? Just the defender that's in front of him and everything that's right here. But he's using everything that he can see out of his peripheral to also make decisions, right? And it's going to be able to catch defenders lacking. So RJ man watching ball. Yeah, peep this, right? Exactly what you were saying though, right? Now, one of his best skills, right? Coming down the floor. He's just staring straight down, right? Seeing the big go down, and now this player in the corner is just watching him watch what he thinks he's just watching. But in reality, what Elliot Cadeau is doing is reading out his peripheral, right? To where once he gets here, he's going to throw this pass. And this player that was watching him just watch straight on is not going to be able to react in time, right? And they're going to end up reacting. Let me slow this down too. Let me go back. Hold on, I need to slow this down because y'all not going to be able to see it unless I slow this shit all the way down, right? So boom, look. 0.33 speed, notice, right? Notice the time as to which this defender is going to react to go and close out, right? Notice, pass gets thrown. The ball is damn near already in his hands. The ball is already in his hands by the time as to which he's able to turn and actually go and close out, right? And so just understand what Cadeau is doing. Hopefully this shit might freeze on me. All right, boom, right here. What speed are we at? 0.5, right? Go back one more time, right? So just understand what he's just doing in this situation, right? The only reason that happened is because this whole time down the floor, Cadeau is just looking straight on. He's not turning his head, right? Because turning his head is going to alert the help defenders, right? He's just using his peripheral to make reads. So boom, swing there. That turns a player who was just only 8 feet away, right? And one pass away into an open shot because he's just using his peripheral to make reads. Now, boom, shot out the corner. Boom, bucket. Little plays like that be tough. Those are some of the most basic things as to what you could do as a player, especially as a point guard, right? Someone's always going to run the offense, initiate. That's going to allow you to get open looks just like that, like super easy. But here too, though, boom, peep this. Watch this through. I think this is a little too slow as well. Let's go up. Boom. Another one. Those passes. He be making so many open shots just because he fires the ball off so quick, right? You're going to see like another maybe 3 of these plays where he's just firing the ball quick and he's able to turn shots that shouldn't be open into open shots because he's using the peripheral to make reads, 1, and then 2, the speed as to which he's throwing the ball, like the velocity. I don't think a lot of high school players understand that the velocity of your passes really matter, right? If your passes don't have high velocity, especially as you get higher in level, good luck actually being a good passer because the players are quicker, they're faster, they're bigger, their stride lengths are bigger to where now once you decide to go and throw that pass, right? Once you throw that pass and it's not fast, they're going to be there, boom, takes away that open shot, right? Cadeau fires them off super quick. Super duper has right to the stream. Elliot can't shoot, right? I wouldn't say he can. At least from what I've seen. Because I watched some of his clips like early from the games early on in the season, right? And especially for what he's actually doing. Because if he can shoot, why would he not shoot? You know what I'm saying? Like if someone could shoot, why not put him in positions to shoot? Right? You got to find ways to hide certain things. And I feel as though some people will think, oh, he really can shoot. But in reality, this is just a good job by their coach, being able to hide his weaknesses, right? And be able to play to other players' strengths. So now you get good players that are able to play off the ball, that can shoot, catch and shoot super well. Like you said, what's his name? RJ, right? Who could just catch and shoot quick, boom, shot, like just get him off like that, right? That's going to be able to disguise it because them quick passes, that playmaking, that vision is going to be able to prevent you from even understanding, oh, damn, he's not that great of a shooter. Let's make him shoot. So Going to be a real test for him. They play UConn. Once the season goes along and once teams really start scouting, right, that's when it's going to be like, all right, let's see what you're really made of, right? It's funny, like old school NBA guard would be lottery in 2000. I ain't gonna lie, he would be lottery like shit in 2000, boy. He'd be hitting that motherfucker like a little athletic, like Jameer Nelson type shit or some shit, you know? Best mechanics or something. I think when it comes down to his shot, he has so much athleticism, right? He has so much twitch, right, in that calf and that Achilles and that patella tendon, his whole legs, right? His body. Right, because that shit's gonna go through your whole nervous system, right? You got to be able to control that. I don't think he's able to control that, to where he's shooting set shots and he's like he's not able to fully like get in motion, get in good rhythm, and control that jump. And he's not able to bring the necessary momentum that he needs to take those shots. Like he shoots his threes super set, right? But then you'll take a mid-range pull-up and get up super high because you have downhill momentum. I feel as though a person who does have that much athleticism, like him, or someone like Russ even, who also has that twitch, you need to be able to find a balance between those two. Your three-point shot shouldn't just be a slow step-in set shot. You should learn how to control that twitch to where you could also use it and use momentum that you're bringing into your shot, and not just making your shot some super slow upper body motion, long duration shot to where you have more time to even think. Right? I think that's what he needs to fix and adjust, but that's a process. That's another skill as to which not many coaches know how to fix. Right, and so that's the other thing about this. Like, okay, he has this problem with the skill, but there's not nobody around him to help him fix that skill. You know what I'm saying? They play UConn Tuesday. Oh, that shit's on Tuesday. I may even have to peep that, depending on that game go. I may have to peep it. You know, I also need to peep more college players. I need to peep. I need to peep Juju Watkins. I need to watch Juju. I need to watch Juju. I need to watch Juju. I need to peep. I need to peep. That's gonna be. I don't know when it's gonna happen, but you drop a 40 piece of some shit, I'm like, oh. You know what I'm saying? I'm also going to, of course, like the LSU shit, the women's basketball, all that. I need to peep that because I also got a few videos on that. It's just it wasn't as consistent because I was low-key just grinding NBA shit last season. But, yeah, though. Going back to this play, right? Notice how quick he's going to fire some of these passes off. It's crazy. It's really crazy because, like, notice this help defender, right? Notice this help defender. He plugs in, but since that pass was loaded up so quick, he's not reacting to that ball. It's literally a foot away from his hands. Dog, like really. Y'all need to understand this skill. Like, this skill is really a hack, bro. This skill is probably a hack. As a point guard, you need this, right? Notice, help defender steps in. Notice his reaction time, right? On this pass by Cadeau, right? The ball is literally inches away from his hand at this point. And now he's closing out. And that's because that pass that he made, extremely quick load. Unorthodox rhythm, and you must work on the skill of passing if you want to be able to do that. Now you're able to get clean looks off. That's not even a contested shot, really, right? It's not no real contest. You know what I'm saying? Make or miss, like I said. Understand the quality of look he's able to generate with that skill. Then right here, hey, you said could he shoot? You said could he shoot? You said could he shoot? You said he can shoot? I beg to differ. Why not shoot that if you can shoot? Because you know who could shoot, right? You know who can shoot because now they're out of rotation. Boom, swing, right? Now you get it to your shooter, right? You know what I'm saying? Like little things like this is like, oh, you're not the one who's supposed to shoot, right? Because not only can he not shoot, right? His team doesn't want him to shoot because they know that's not his strength. They want other players to shoot, which is why they got shooters around. Right, they got at least 2 shooters on the floor. So boom, he catches this immediate swing. He's not going to sit here and hesitate, right, and think about it. Swing, gets it right out of his hands. Because the quicker you get that ball out, the quicker you're able to put the defensive rotation and put more pressure on them to make a decision, right? So if you can't shoot, no problem, but you just got to learn how to work around it. And at the same time, while you learn how to work around it, develop that jumper as well. Don't sit there and waste your time and think I'm going to be able to get through all the basketball not being able to shoot, because that's just really not. It's, in this generation, it's really not going to happen. That's something that's quite unrealistic. So learn how to shoot. Boy, scared this shit like Scoop. He said he's scared this shit like Scoop. Hey, Scoop on his return game, he was like 3 for 3 from 3. I seen that shit. I was like, oh shoot, Scoop off the bench 3 for 3. maybe he watched my video. Maybe he watched my video. Maybe if he had watched my video like 6 years ago, say my video like went through time and he was able to watch that when he was in high school, Scoot would be cooking. He'll be cooking the league right now, right? Because remember what I said in the video, right? I think it was like toward the end. I said that Scoot should not have tried to, or the problem with Scoot is that when it came down to his inability to shoot, you knew the whole time he has athleticism, right? And so if you're just simply using your brain and thinking, I want to be able to be in the NBA, be the best player, be at my highest level, right? If you're thinking like that, in time, right? Because a lot of people play too present, right? They think, oh, I'm in high school. Let me cook high school. Let me just do this right now. But you got to think where you want to set yourself up for in the future, right? If you're thinking like yourself, that where you want to be in 5, 6, 7 years time, and you understand what you already have, right? The talent, the athleticism that you have is already head and shoulders above all your peers. You should not go into the gym at all, just going and dunking and doing all this driving shit all the time. You could pick up little bits and skills, but that should be only 25% of the workout, right? Just building these little minor things because you already have so much of an advantage in athleticism. 75% of that, shooting, right? Fuck learning how to finish. I'm already got this speed. I already got this first step. I already got the vert. I'm gonna work on pure shooting since I'm 14. Right, since I'm 14, 15, whenever that athleticism kicked in, you're like, damn, I'm out here just doing all this shit. Don't rely so much on your strength and what you already have above all your peers. Work on what you're bad at this time while you're playing against players who are way worse than you. Right, so just think about it like this. If Scoot had worked on shooting from when he was 15, now to when he got into the league, instead of working on to when he got in the G League, right, and started really understanding, oh, I got to really shoot. They're extending this line. Right, because also pushing that line back is going to make it even tougher, right? So if he did that when he was 15, by the time he got to where he would be right now, right, 5, 6 years later, some shit, whatever, 4 years, what it might be, he would be cooking, right? On top of the fact that you just have the skill now, you just may have to learn how to make certain reads, right? And who said the reads may even be easier? Because now it's just shot, I could drive. You know what I'm saying? Now that just shit just becomes second nature at that point. So if you just simply did that, you just literally thought, oh, how should I develop my game to build myself for the future and not just to build myself for now? I work on shooting when I'm fucking 15, when I'm 14, right? So if I see a kid who already got athleticism, why are you working on dunking in the gym all day, trying to look cute, recording videos and shit? Go work on shooting, right? If you actually want to be successful in time, go work on shooting. So that's the thing about it as well. So even with the Elliot Cadeau, same shit could be there with him. Right, you have all this bounce all these years since maybe you're a sophomore in high school. Now I work on my shooting. I build my game, right? But like I said, though, not a lot of players are able to be aware of that in itself because they're already so much in the limelight. They're caught up in that. And then also at the same time, another problem with that is that they don't have the people around them that have that level of knowledge and awareness to say, oh, we need to think not now. Can't think next year. We can't think 2 years, 4 years from now. We got to think really 6 years from now. Right? Instead of just thinking about what's going on, the shit that we can see, we got to now astro project ourselves, right? To see, all right, where am I going to be at? If it's 2016 now, where am I going to be at 2022, 2023? If it's 2023 now, where am I going to be at 2028? If I continue to work like this, what am I building myself up to, right? Not a lot of people even think like that in general. So that's another tough part about it. So that's all I really aim to do, bring awareness to little shit like that. So boom, let's get back to this though, right? Elliot could do defensively, right? Remember what I was saying? He's able to, or he's learning defense, right? He's learning defense, and this is how you're able to hide this his weaknesses on defense at this level. In the NBA, it's gonna be a different story, right? NBA, different story, because in college right now, the way as to which the game is played is gonna be easier to hide shit, right? By the time this gets to the NBA, the skill is gonna be important, but he's gonna be able to be abused as a defender more often, right? So this skill is gonna be present, right? Boom, big man occurs, you switch this. As soon as he sees this big, he's not going to say, damn, I'm stuck, I had to switch onto this big. He's going to do something that's smart. Off-ball switch to where now he's guarding a wing. He doesn't have to fight to get underneath position on the roller. The person who's switching has now met him to the spot where he has position underneath on the big so he could box out. And now he's hiding his defensive weakness in his size, right? That's just a smart play by him, and then also awareness as well. Right, from just probably even the coaching staff, right, to say, all right, we're going to off-ball switch these actions as well, so make sure if the ball screen occurs, we have these players on the weak side that could just switch this off the ball. So that's another smart thing as to which they're able to do, and something that should be done at all levels as well. But high school, you don't really think of it. NBA, you see it from some teams, right? It should be done more, but at those high level teams, you're going to see a lot of these off ball switches. It's just going to take you out of a lot of bad scenarios. And now once again, he's playing in transition, right? Also, hold on, let me show you this too. Right? Let me show you this. Look, shot goes up. Look at 5. Watch 5, right? Rebound occurs. Now, boom, they get this here. Elliot Cadeau's about to get it right here now, right? And so now we see 5 was out to play. We see 4 players in the frame. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5 was already all the way down. So what is Cadeau going to do as a point guard, right? He's going to sprint up and try to get the ball down to the big who's already down the floor. And they just had to rotate, and now the person that's supposed to be matched up on them is late because 5 gave a contest to a guard while that big was down low, right? So realize this. He's sprinting back trying to find him. They making the switch out. Boom, he's stepping out. Now he just has to get position, right? And Cadeau, boom, bullet pass down low, right? Bullet pass down low, quick pass down low, minimal loaded pass down low. Peep it, right? Stride, hangs that ball, fires it in. That's the key to really these passes, right? Being able to hang the ball, because you hang the ball, that's a shorter load time, right? And less time for that player in front of him to read. Because even realize how quick he was able to get that ball through, right? Look, and what the defender's doing right here, right now. So boom, look at this. Hangs the ball, fires it in, right above his head, right between his hands. Split seconds, right? But if he started to load that pass up when it wasn't even in his hands and it wasn't hanging in his hands, he's getting a hand on that ball. So right, boom, he's able to fire it down to his big, boom, over that shoulder, foul, get himself to the free throw line. Like there's so many little components, right, as to which he's able to play to, right? And being able to shift that focus, right, is something that's big time as well. And also, there's another thing I want to talk about later when it comes down also ball screens, but this here too, something so small right there. I'm gonna let this play out so y'all can see what he got. Boom, quick little reverse, but that positioning on that pass, I don't even think you thought of that. I don't even think y'all thought of that. I didn't think of this until I seen this play maybe for the 5th time, right? Maybe for like the 5th time, because there's still shit I miss. I miss variables as I do these breakdowns, right? Because there's so much shit going on, right? So Cadeau gets this switch, right? Boom. He can't shoot. I'm going to drive this. But most importantly, the angle that he's about to take right here, right now, on this pass, right there, that made the biggest difference. The biggest difference. Because, look at this. Say if he makes this drive going left, and he continues to get down into the paint, look at the angle that he's going to be at when he tries to throw this pass to the corner. It's going to be through that player playing help. And all he has to do, hands, he's already got that, right? But instead of doing that, he gets to this spot right here and then goes out left to now give the ball a new angle for it to get to his teammate. And now he's able to get that closeout, boom, rip through baseline, reverse lay. Like, you got to understand, right, as a guard, if you're going to try to get down to lanes, try to get down to gaps, right, sometimes you don't try to get all the way down into the gap. You got to stop before the gap so you can now have an angle for a pass to get thrown, right? That's really the key when it comes down to it. Especially in high school. I see that shit so much in high school. Like, I don't think some of y'all understand. Like, high school is just, that pass gets thrown every time. Like, they get down into the depths, right, of the paint, and everyone's surrounding them. They try to kick that out, and now it's just hands, right? You jump in the pass and some shit, hands. You know what I'm saying? It's just tough. Now right here, pace again. He's great at playing with pace, right? Matching pace and seeing these little reads right there. That's great reads. Great reads. Playing in transition though. Playing in transition. Look, makes this catch. Reading this big the whole time, right? Reading the big the whole time. And once again, that fire of the pass, that dart of a pass. Like, it's just there in the hands is just late because you can't read it, right? You can't read it. And so, understanding defensive habit, right? Defenders usually have their hands in their pockets. Their hands are not going to be up here ready to tip the ball a lot of times, right? But on top of that, if you add in velocity with that as well, add in velocity with these passes to where, boom, I'm firing them quick, their hands are down, it's going to be late. I'm able to set up these plays because understand the defender can't even see behind him, right? Hands are late. You can't see behind him. Don't know what's going on. So now you're just reacting, but that pass is just way too quick. Fires a down low to the big. Boom, gets the 2. Another scenario. This pick and roll though, right? I can see a lot of improvement out of Elliot Cadeau in this pick and roll, right? A lot of improvement, right? If he just learns a couple things, right? It doesn't have anything to do with the jump shot either. Of course, a jump shot would help, but at his current size, right, with things that are really readily available to learn, right, and to add into his game, this is something as to which you could add in as soon as right now, right? As soon as right now. So in these pick and rolls, Elliot Cadeau has a lot of growth that he needs that could occur, right? There's a lot of things he could improve in this pick and roll. So boom, coming off the screen here, understand his angles and his pace, right? Pace practically the whole speed, the whole time. That pass gets thrown right inside that 3-point line. Big gets there at a point to where he has 3 people around him, right? So just looking at this scenario for itself. Look at this, peep this, right? Let me just tell you the ifs. If Elliot Cadeau comes off this screen, right, and instead of playing at the same pace, drops the pace, right, sharpens the angle off the screen, cuts off the defender, right, cuts off the defender. Instead of getting so far to this nail, you're now working more towards that elbow, right, shifting your point of attack in your drive, because what that's going to do, right, if he comes off the screen and decides to say, I'm not going to try to go and get all the way to this nail, I'm going to try to get closer to this elbow. Look right here, the defender. What it's gonna now do for the defender is give him less space and less room to discourage any passes and give him more of a downhill angle, right? And so at this point, if Elliot Cadeau gets more towards this elbow, right, he'll be able to put pressure onto this big, a lot of pressure onto this big, to where he's gonna end up having to make a decision. Because if he's able to get to that elbow, player that's guarding him up top is behind him, out of position, and now this big is like, oh damn, I have to cover for my teammate at this point in time, right? I have to cover for him because he's behind the player with the ball. He's not in no position. He has no leverage, right? And so at that point in time, you could play at your own pace, right? You could play at your own pace. We see Chris Paul do this shit all the time. He could play at his own pace, right? And so the further you get down with the more pace that you have, it gives more time for this big to roll, one, right? It gives more time for him to roll. And makes that big right here, right? Makes him right here make a decision, right? Do I take away Elliot Cadeau on the drive or do I take away this roll? You probably end up being him taking away the roll, right? Because you're like, oh, Elliot Cadeau can't score. But there's another level as to which I said he could add in right now, readily available, which is once he does get into these positions down here, it's adding in that floater, right? Adding in that float game. There's a player I'm gonna tell y'all about later that I think you should watch, especially at his size. Now right here too, boom. In time, that's not no closeout. That's not no closeout, right? Look, as the season goes along, as teams catch on, this defender right here is not going to be taking these steps over here. It's going to be a turn, beat him to a spot, right? Cut off the lanes, get in front, instead of actually taking away his ability to shoot. But in reality, he's not really a shooter, right? So he's not going to really have too much of these lanes to where, oh, rip an attack right off the catch. At some point in time, he's going to be forced to take these jumpers, right? And when it gets down to the end of the season, when it gets down to that point, we're going to really see, oh, okay, what are you really made out of? Can you really play at this level? And can you play at the next level, right? That's going to be the issue. Another transition play, right? Another transition play. Notice how he's really pre-reading the floor. He's pre-reading the floor without the ball in his hands, right? Look. Without the ball in his hands, right? Cadeau, he's able to see everything going on this left side, right? And so notice, right? He's going to get this catch, and as soon as he gets it, throws it right in, right? Because he's already reading the floor when he doesn't have the ball. Because he understands once I get the ball, I could be able to do some shit with it, right? And so at this point in time, he's seeing, all right, ball here, boom here, 30 here, big trying to trail the play and run. So now I'm going to catch this. This player steps up to guard me. Throw that straight to the middle. Nobody's protecting the rim. Little things like that. Just read the floor a little early, right? See the gaps that you have. So once you get the ball, you know where you could send the ball, right? Or what gaps you could have to attack. Now right here, that's what I was telling y'all about. Remember I was saying, all right, add in the floater. Now who's a player you could watch, right? Who's a player Elliot Cadeau could watch? If I'm Elliot Cadeau at this size, I'm about to start watching Tyus Jones, right? I'm gonna watch Tyus Jones because he has great pace, great poise, and most importantly, by the numbers right now, the second best floater in the NBA. Second best floater, highest made, field goal percentage, all that shit, right? So boom, coming off these screens, learning how to use pace, be able to keep the defender behind me, right? So I can be able to play at my own pace and put more pressure on these help defenders, right? And if I do get here, learn how to use these strides, good touch on my floaters, right? So if I'm Cadeau, that's who I'm gonna be watching. YouTube ads don't be that long, bro. It's gonna be like 5-10 seconds, bro. It'll be like 10-15 seconds with a skip. It won't be that long. And I just want to show this for the high school players. Right? Honestly, this has nothing to really do with Elliot Cadeau's game, but this is something a lot of high school players just struggle with in general, right? When you're playing against the press in high school, right? The problem a lot of y'all have is that y'all see bodies and then you panic and you hesitate, which is two things you should never do in basketball. Absolutely atrocious, right? If you see a gap in opportunity, throw it, don't hesitate, right? The worst thing you could do is hesitate because that's when the gap is going to get closed up. Cadeau saw him open in the middle, threw that immediately, right? Quick, right? So now his teammate's able to get in a position to where he could just attack straight on downhill and get to his leg, right? But that won't be there if you hesitate. You just got to throw these passes, like even if it's something as to which you may end up turning the ball over, right? Now you learn the read that you got to make, but maintain the fact that you're not hesitating, right? Because if you begin to hesitate and not learn the read, right, that's when you're taking steps backwards, right? At least don't hesitate, then learn the read. Don't be in a situation to where you don't hesitate and you don't know the read, and then, like I said, take steps backwards and then begin to hesitate and not even learn the read. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you don't hesitate. Now right here defensively, boom. That's the tough part about it. That's the tough part about defense with Elliot Cadeau. That's the tough thing. There are going to be times when you play pro, you're going to have to switch, right? In Elliot Cadeau's case, right here, player down low wants him to switch, but he doesn't want to switch because he doesn't want to guard this number 3 up here who's frying right now, who's cooking, right? He doesn't want to guard him. It's a mismatch. And so going forward, how could you be able to play with these switches, right? You got to be able to learn how to guard these with the switch, right? Just for possession, not for a whole game, just for possessions, right? To where if this player down low, he's making the call outs, right? You got to understand. This player, he's making the call outs. You know what I'm saying? Elliot Cadeau try to call this out, but your teammate's out of position. You just got to go take that yourself, right? And so you just got to learn how to guard these players for possessions, not for a whole game, right? Not for 48 minutes, not for 36 minutes, for possessions, right? How do I play positions as well? Leverage my team defense so that he's not able to score on me. Little things like that. Like I said, watching Kyle Lowry, Fred VanVleet, those type of guys, see what type of shit they do, how their team defense is patterned as well, so that they don't get abused as they mismatch, right? That's the most important part, learning the team components, not just the player, the team. Because when a player gets stopped, it's not just the player right there, it's the entire team. Because the player that has the ball, they're looking over their shoulder. They're not focused on the player that's just sitting there right in front of them, right? If it was just a one-on-one game, easy. They'll probably get scored on damn near every single time. They just that good, right? But it's about how everything else is structured, right? How are they able to take away certain levels of scoring, certain spacing, and how getting the ball at their hands, making their looks tough, getting to their spots tough, right? That's a team defense thing and not just a one-player thing. Now, boom, right here. I want y'all to notice this. This pick and roll is tough, right? No, you saw how many eyes he got. You saw how many eyes he got. Boom, knock that down for the top, right? There's going to be another play. They're going to run the same play again, but there's going to be like a slight little difference as to which that play went wrong and this one went good, right? So I just want you to pay attention on this first one, though. Forget the second one. Just watch this first one, though, right? And so with this pick and roll going on, right, this Spain pick and roll, I believe, instead of having this player sit in the middle and then they run this action, they brought him up from the corner, right? Which now made this action way tougher to guard, right? Because notice, right? Like I said, Spain pick and roll is about to occur. Shooter comes up from the corner instead of just sitting in the free throw line, right? Because sitting at the free throw line allows this player at the bottom to communicate everything, right, as they see it and prepare everybody else for what's about to go on, right? And so even at this point, Big doesn't know it's a Spain pick and roll. Top doesn't know it's a Spain pick and roll. Only person who does know that is this player guarding 2, right? And now as he's stepping up, it's going to be too late because this ball screen up here is already occurring. These 2 players at the top are already occupied. So at this point in time, he gets screened. He's not able to talk. Shit's going way too fast. And now, boom, Cadeau gets down. He has to help in a little bit, just seeing the ball drop levels. And so now the shooter's wide open at the top, right? Great play run by North Carolina. Now he's able to get this shot off, boom, hit, right? Little components like that, that's where you're able to see, oh, a coach is smart, you know what I'm saying? Instead of putting this player right here to where they could speak on everything, let's move him down. Let's make him move prior to, because like I said, or not even like I said, like the concept in itself, movement. When movement occurs, you know what doesn't occur? Communication, oftentimes by a defense. And in a situation like this, that communication was just way too late, right? The screen already happened. The player was already stepping up like way after while the screen is happening, so you can't really talk. And so now you're just trying to make emergency plays. You're trying to make emergency rotations, right? But in doing so, you're going to compromise something or leave something open, which in this case was the top of the key. Now right here, full court press. Another thing for high schoolers. Another thing for high schoolers, right? Watch this. Look at this. Watch Elliot Cadeau, defender. You see that shit right there? Come on, man. You can't. No way, no way, no way, no way, no way. Look, look, look. Watch Elliot Cadeau. Watch his defender. Look, his defender. Somewhere in the base, stands up. You see someone do that shit to you in the backcourt, blow by him, please. Because they can't recover, right? Just they can't recover. They're no longer in a defensive base. How are they supposed to beat you to a spot and stay legal, right? Should be a blow by, right? Boom, gets down here, contact, foul, right? Now you begin to ask yourself, when should I just go and break a full court press and get past my defender, right? And when should I not do it? Situation like that, you should do it. You know what I'm saying? Also understand your speed, understand your pace, right? Because if you get out of your pace, it's not going to allow this to happen, right? Because you may see Elliot Cadeau go quick in this situation, but in reality, he's going at 90%, not 100. A lot of y'all think, oh, I'm a blow by, I got to go at 100. No, he's really at 90. Because what 90 is going to do by taking away that 10%, they're going to allow that 10% to be reserved for your processing, right? For how you're able to read the floor. So at this point in time, he's able to get down and understands, all right, I know the reads I have, right? Boom, he was going to dump that down, ends up getting fouled, right? And so that 100%, you try to put 100% to your speed, good luck trying to make reads. You're going to be cooked at that point. And now I want you to peep this read by Cadeau. He be reading the floor so early, right? So early. Gets this catch right here on this wing, right? This play is run for him. Notice the time as to which he's able to make this read. Throws that pass perfect, on time. Smoked it. Crazy. Smoked it crazy, bro. That shit be happening. It happens to the best of us, though, right? Happens to the best of us. So in this read, I'm gonna take y'all through all the points of this read, right? Understanding when to read like back screens, right? I'm gonna take y'all through all the points, right? So look, this is how you read back screens, right? And how you read help. So Cadeau on this catch, right? 3, going over the top. At this point in time, he sees this chase and sees 2 players on the screens attached. So they're not helping. He sees his weak side. Weak side is not helping. And recognizing that, you now have to throw this pass right now. Before he even gets to that spot, before he gets to that spot, and you have to, so then it can lead him, right? And it can meet him at a certain point. So boom, throws that down there, lay, missed, right? Great look, happens to the best of us. Once again, remember the Spain pick and roll they just ran the last time? A little different this time, right? A little easier to load up on too. A little easier to load up on, right? But ultimately, boom, they hit the screen. Cadeau tries to see both, closes that up. Now I want to talk about what's going on Cadeau's part, right? Because what really allowed this play to continue and do what it needed to do is this player going under and then this player staying detached, right? That's the difference. That's really the difference. Those 2 players are able to do what they needed to do to prevent those looks, right? So just peep one more time and get to the next part, right? Boom, this screen happens. He turns, he sees this. Boom, stays underneath. Doesn't try to chase over. So now this lob isn't there. This player's attached. Take away that shot at the top, right? But now Cadeau, you don't have your reads. What do you do? Right? What do you do? Right? And I'm going to going back to the concept of angles and coming off screens and take away your defender's ability to recover, right? So boom, he gets off right. And notice how wide he's going to end up getting, right? Gets out wide, maybe 4 feet. That 4 feet now leaves room between him and the screen that he came off for his defender to now recover back in front, right? And this change of pace that he does right here is a good change of pace, right? So then he can make that read, but also at the same time, defender got back in front. But how could you be able to make the best out of both, right? How could you be able to make the best out of both, which is the real thing, right? Come off the screen tight, boom, on your weak side. Now, instead of trying to make this change of pace while he's unattached, make this change of pace while he is attached, right? While he is on your side, right? On your hip, right? To where you're now engaging in so much contact that instead of him bringing that contact to Cadeau, Cadeau's bringing that contact to him, and he's keep maintaining angles, right? So if he doesn't have this read, he'll be able to get downhill and have a much cleaner angle at the rim instead of being at a point where he has to try to go around, right, towards that block and try to find a new angle. And now that also gives the defender more time to get back in front, right? And so if he kept that sharp the whole time, instead of that being a wide boom, it's more so of a sharp boom. He's on my side, out of Leo guarding position, I get up, right? Boom, ends up missing that, gets the putback though. Oh, what's good, Aries? What's good? That drive is elite. That drive is elite. That drive is elite. Y'all might have seen it, but see it again, see it again, see it again, see it again. The drive is elite. Look though. Look, peep this, peep this, peep this, right? Cadeau, right? Ball screen. Rejects the ball screen. So pick and roll about to occurring, right? Number 4 is about to go and step up. But this is key, right? This is about to be key. This is about to be key. This is about to be key. Change the pace of Hall of Fame. I don't know. Hall of Fame? I don't know. Cadeau may have it like on bronze or silver. He's not that, like, he's not crazy in terms of change of pace, right? But this is a really good play in terms of change of pace, right? This was elite, right? So peep this, right? Rejects this screen that's going on up here. The big factor is number 4 down here, right? Number 4. Notice this. Bomb right there. As Elliot Cadeau hit that change of pace and got into that size up, 4 is now clearing out to where once Cadeau goes left, he doesn't have anybody underneath at the rim. So now he can just straight on attack with no help, one-on-one, me versus you. Now he's able to get a foul. Timing is really the key. Y'all need to understand the importance of timing when it comes down to drives. You know what I'm saying? That whole change of pace, bro. That whole change of pace. Change of pace, reading this, wait for him to go, now I go. Just like that. Just like that, boom, bump, at the rim, foul. Let me get my free throws. Again in transition, boom, peep. No hesitation on these dimes, bro. No hesitation on these dimes. This should really be crazy. Hit. Shit be crazy. I be telling y'all, look, I be telling y'all, never lose the ability to hesitate. Instead, maintain that ability to not hesitate and learn the reads, right? Learn the reads. Can you put the vid after? It's always gonna be up after. It's gonna be in live stream. It's gonna be in the live section. It's gonna be in the live section. It always is up after. I'll have a more condensed video of this probably dropping like on Monday or some shit like that. But in terms of this entire shit, it's already gonna be up, right? So boom, peep this, right? Look, let me actually go back. Let me go back so I can see the whole thing, right? Like I said, never lose the ability to not hesitate. Instead, learn how to make the reads. Cadeau's situation, the reason why he's such a good passer is that he doesn't hesitate on these passes. He knows the reads to make, right? Which is a pass like this. A lot of y'all see that as risky, but since he didn't hesitate and knew when he could throw that pass, it wasn't a turnover, right? And so what do you read, right? You see, boom, you get this pickup. That doesn't matter to me. The person in front of me doesn't matter, right? What matters is his weak side, right? Is this help? No, right? He's going to try to step over late, but he's too far out for him to be able to make a play on the quick lob pass. Now, boom, this big. He's understanding his speed, right? Look. Also, at this point in time, he's understanding his speed and understanding 0 on the fact that he's now beginning to relax. He's slowing down while the big is continuing to maintain steam. So boom, he ends up getting behind this. Second he sees that, loads it up, lob pass over the top. Boom, gets down low. 2 now steps over, seeing a lob pass be in the air for so long. He's like, oh, let me take that away. Now realizing that only led him right to literally the baseline, right? And no position to score. So now kicks to 4 in the corner, able to knock it down. Cadeau might be the most elite passer in at least from this class, but and I don't know about the nation, but he's an elite passer. I can tell you that. Yo, what's good, Obito? What's good? By the way, if y'all got questions, let me know. If y'all got any questions, let me know. And now, kind of speaking to high school players in general, this is something I realized between Cadeau and Dillingham, right? It's something that lies within all high school players that kind of usually make this transition, right? A few of them, most of them. Let's say most of them, not all, most, right? High school players forget the fact that it's not high school anymore, right? My bag has to now change, right? I'm not playing against players who are stupid slow, right? Who are 6'4" rim protectors, who are 180-pound rim protectors, right? I'm not even the players at the top. They're not 6-foot guards who you know what I'm saying, has to go who has 7 periods of classes and shit like that, right? And so kind of just thinking about little shit like that, it's like their defenders are different. My bag has to now change, right? That's the most important thing with these jumps. Hold on, give me 1 second, Kenai. But look though, right? This is probably one of the most important things, like making this transition, right? Now that Elliot Cadeau is in college, he now has to understand new competition must mean new bag, right? These straight line drives like this, these shit's not gonna get off because I got a 6'7" person tailing behind me, got help coming over 6'7", maybe even 6'10". I now have to do things like this, right? Understanding that I'm undersized, 6'1", I go drive, instead of seeing a gap and just trying to get to that gap and lay it up into space, get contact here. Get contact here. So then you could be able to get a foul on a person who's out of legal guarding position, right? Instead of having to go up into space and try to play a jumping battle. In a battle you'll never win, right? So boom, block literally twice. Boom, get that shit out of here. So you gotta add to that bag. You said, how can I get better at my driving angles? One thing I'll say when it comes down to driving angles as to what you could improve, which will improve your driving angles, get stronger and get stronger in lower ranges. I realized that myself. Once I began to get stronger in lower ranges, right? Once I began to do like isometrics and whatnot in low ranges, I got on the floor and being able to get my angles, being able to get to my proper levels, it made me a better driver because I have a stronger base, right? I have a stronger base, 1, I have a lower base, 2, and so now when it comes down to getting past my defender, you know what they always say, low man wins, right? And that gave me a more stable base to once I drive and I get bumped, I'm strong enough to where if I do get bumped, right, the defender is bumping me, I'm still able to maintain my angles for the most part, right? And so adding that strong base is going to allow you to get lower, you get stronger, you get more on balance. Defenders are not as good at being able to, or defenders are not as influential in their recovery, right? To where if they're trying to recover, they can't really push you off your spot. That's where Steph really made that leap, right? You see Steph from 2016, 2015, you see Steph now, striking difference in terms of his ability to drive, right? Because he now has gotten stronger, right? Upper body stronger a little bit, but most importantly, that lower body, right? That lower body, that core, right? Because that core is also an important part of it, because that's that connection portion, right? Between what's going on up here in your arms and then also what's going on with your legs. And all that rotation and movement that you do like this, right? All that twisting and turning that you be doing, that core, right? You need that strong, stable core. And so if you improve your strength, if you improve your strength in range, you improve your core strength, I promise you become a better driver. Because there's so much force and so much shiftiness and change of direction that go into that. I even got videos talking about like some of those angles that players hit. And like that's not even a thing you could practice on just in basketball. Like that's a portion that you have to work on outside of basketball. That's an enhancer, right? It's just it's a connection, right? So you got to make sure you work on that stuff. Also, I got I got workouts in the Discord. I'm about to start posting more because my semester is about to be done next week. But I got some workouts in the Discord. Let me get the Discord link right quick. Let me get the Discord link. So for y'all could join this Discord. Boom. Boom. Let me drop it in the chat right quick too. Let me drop it. Boom. By the way, right here, Discord link. Discord link. Right there. It's not letting me pin this shit, but all right, boom. All right, boom. I pinned it. Pinned in the chat. Discord link right there. So y'all go ahead and join that Discord. Go ahead and join that Discord. So I'll be putting workouts in there that work on those same exact things, and I'm gonna continue to add more workouts, especially over this next month. Over this next month, when I don't got classes, I'm about to be going crazy. I'm about to be learning so much shit. I'm about to relearn one of my classes because there's some shit in there that I need to learn, like down to the molecular level in terms of just your body and sports performance and things as to which I could be able to connect. In the course of the semester, I wasn't able to do so because it's just learn, test, learn, test, learn, test, which I don't like. Which is why I don't like the school system, is because they teach you, they try to throw a whole bunch of information at you, and they wonder why when a lot of people get into the field of their craft, they're not able to apply that information, right? Or when people decide to go and take that exam for like nursing school, I forgot what it's called, like the CLEP exam or some shit, right? I think the bar is for like lawyers and shit, but they wonder why people aren't able to apply this information. Because you just throw so much information and don't teach people how to apply it and give it meaning, right? Instead of just saying, oh, this is this, this is this, this is that. That's what's going to fuck a lot of people up in school. So you got to make sure. One thing I just do kind of in the moment as well is to try to find any sort of connection, right? Anything that you can use as an intermediary to your main interest, right? So for me, if it's kinesiology, exercise science in my case, instead of just thinking about, oh, what does the alpha cells, beta cells, delta cells, and islands of Langerhans and little shit like that, instead of just thinking about it like that, I think about how it's gonna affect me and my performance, right? How could this portion, how could me understanding what alpha cells do with glycogen or beta cells do with insulin, and then delta cells and shit like that, like how could be able to connect to what I do? Right now, I'm just kind of even talking about what I was saying before. Oh, boom, glycogen, energy storage. Ooh, insulin, that's what you use. So then allow glucose to get into cells, right? And now you begin to think about, oh, how could this shit all be able to be connected? So then this memory, this knowledge, right, is able to actually be in my brain. It's not just here and then just leaves, right? I'm actually using it so it can be applicable. So that's really the key when it comes down to school. If you're able to connect shit together, it's going to make everything easier. And I know it is tough to do in high school because a lot of shit be uninteresting, but there's also like another perspective that you got to have on that. But that's another conversation for a different day. That's a conversation for a different day. And now, boom, I want y'all to peep this. I remember now, damn near all these clips. All right, peep this, right? Notice how Cadeau is going to read numbers in transition, right? Understanding people, defenders. 12, rim runner, big. What is he going to do? Go take away the paint, right? And so what is this going to leave this player right here with? 2 players to guard on this weak side with his back turned, not watching the ball, right? So boom, swing over, straight to your shooter. And now he realizes, oh, damn, they threw the pass to him. And now he's already letting that shot loose, no hand, no nothing, right? Reading the floor early is key. And now right here, I just want to talk about defensive concept, right? I just want to talk about defensive concept. Now, this play right here by Cadeau, this is not no right or wrong, just depending on what your coach has told you to do, right? Helping from strong side corners, right? Helping from strong side corners. That's one of the things as to which a lot of coaches differ on, like, or differentiate on. Like, one says help, one says doesn't, right? Depending on what your coach says is what you do, right? And a lot of times, even coaches will try to tell you play the in between to where you could try to close up that gap, be big, use your length, right? And then so you can be able to discourage the drive, force the pass, and be able to get to that pass and take away the shot, right? So in a situation like this, just understand what your coach wants out of this, right? What does my coach tell me to do in strong side corners, right? And if he hasn't said anything, ask him, right? Because if you ask him and you do what he told you to do, he can't be mad if you get burned on it. You know what I'm saying? That really be what hurts a lot of y'all, right? You don't ask what exactly you need to do and do what you think you should do, right? And so ultimately, you gotta force what the coach wants you to do to be what you die by, right? And so instead of trying to always take shit into your own hands, especially in high school, instead of always trying to take shit into your own hands and thinking, oh, do this, do that, do this, do that, ask your coach what he wants you to do. And if y'all get burned for you doing exactly what he said, that's on your coach. You go to your coach and say, what the fuck, that shit not working, right? You go say, what the fuck? You can actually say, so you can curse your coach out for a second, right? If you simply go and ask what you should do, and the shit that they told you to do is not working. You know what I'm saying? So it really be hurting a lot of y'all in terms of that. So like, if you literally do what they say you do, if their coach told Cadeau to, help strong side corner, and now they get burned, right? Cadeau could go back to the bench and say, what the fuck? What the fuck? That's on you. That's not on me. I did what you said. Boom. We got that. We got burned, right? They hit a 3. Boom. Now they're down 8, right? It's not on me. That's on you. That's a time where you could be able to tell your coach, what the fuck? You can actually curse him out for a second. Don't go too crazy, because you know what I'm saying. You going, I don't know how you're gonna take those words, but you can at least throw in a what the fuck in there, you know. And boom, right here. Peep this. This one. Darts, bruh. I don't think so. Y'all understand how predictable you can make passes by using your peripheral, right? It's so unpredictable, right? It's so unpredictable. I may even have to go full speed on this one, right? And kind of just break this down piece by piece in full time, right? Actually, can I even do this in full speed? Because that should be too quick. Should I? Nah, I'm gonna go. I gotta slow this down just a little bit, right? Look, peep Cadeau, right? Catches 8 on the shot clock. Now everybody think he about to go in ISO, right? And so he's gonna stare down his defender, get into a size up, right? Boom, dribble, boom. But look, that pass. You see how quick that pass is? You see where his eyes still are? Looking down. And you see that help defender, right? What is he doing? Still staring in between them so he can see both, right? And notice how long it's going to take for him to react and his teammate to be able to react to that pass that was thrown off so quick, and he was able to deceive by using his peripheral to make reads. Look, help defender goes by the time the ball's already in his teammate's hands, and that pass was so quick that his teammate didn't even expect it, and watch how he's going to catch it. He fumbles it. He didn't even know he was going to throw that pass. He wasn't even ready to shoot. He deceived the defense and his own teammate. But ultimately, boom, he put his teammate right in the right spot, got focused, and knocked it down. Like little things like that. It's like, yo, if I just use my eyes, instead of me staring down on my passes, right? Instead, I see him here, I just look at him the whole time and throw the ball, right? I look this way. I look at things as to what you don't think I should. Use my peripheral, boom, dart. That shit's gonna get you dimes. Now, boom, another transition. Oh, no, not transition. Concept. Down happens. Now, getting the rebound at this point in time, you think, okay, let's try to bring the ball up the floor. Let's be quick. Let's play in transition. But watch Cadeau, right? Catch. Everybody getting down for a second. He stops. He waits. Why wait? They just missed the shot. Let's go down while the defense is not set. But understand, the offense is not set, right? The offense is not set. And as a matter of fact, the defense is more set than the offense. Because look at the numbers, right? Rebound, boom, Cadeau catch. He looks up. I have one player, 2, 3, and then one person on my other side. Nobody's up the floor. So if I try to charge the ball up the floor, right, what's going to happen? I'm going to have no outlets because all of my teammates are trailing the play, right? And so at this point in time, stop, wait. Let's now run our offense and allow my teammates to get back into the play. And now we're going to go and play. Even let me say something about that last play as well, right? A lot of high school players are unable to differentiate when, should I go attack in transition or should I hold this back for a second, right? A lot of players, that's a difficult thing for them to be able to differentiate, right? And so just look at numbers, right? Do we have the numbers? Is the defense back? Do they have more numbers down? Or is my team back yet? Are they back on the other side? Or are they still back in the backcourt? Right, just being able to just read numbers will tell you, should we go or should we not go, right? And even as you get further down, sometimes you may actually begin that attack, and then you look and it's like, oh shit, we don't got numbers. I don't have an outlet at this point, and then you stop and slow down that pace. But this rotation right here by Cadeau, right? Pete, this rotation by Cadeau, right? Double team off the screen, boom, hits his player on the roll. Now you can see Cadeau step all the way over, right? And that's gonna mess up this whole play. Right, this entire play, because now it's ended up being a swing to the corner, knockdown for the 3, right? But in a situation like this, where this double occurs, it's now up to this person to play 2 for a second, and then buy time for this player to now get down, and then this player to now get back to the corner, right? So what Cadeau should do in this situation is stay on this side, right? Because what this is going to end up happening is you're going to leave number 5, your big, to now make a full long rotation from the paint to the perimeter, right? Instead of Cadeau being the person to be able to take away this wing. And that would have, and what 3 did on this weak side, right? What he did right here with this hesitation, right? That bought enough time for 5 to get back if 5 hustles, right? 5 would probably hustle back into that play had Cadeau not been there, because he would see a gap, right? And then 3 would get back to that corner, right? He's not committing to this big. Boom, you get that, 5 steps over, he leaves, right? And so ultimately, Cadeau kind of really threw this entire play off, right? Just a bad rotation, right? Stay on your side, worry about what you got to do. There are going to be gaps, but you got to make sure you trust your teammates on defense. Let me boom, hold on. Again, right here, another dart, bro. He be throwing darts, bro. I don't think so. Them shits be some darts, dog. Them shits be some darts. Oh, that shit. Look at this shit. I went back way too far. Hold on, I went back way too far. Peep this though. Peep. Look at the minimal amount of load that occurs, right? Dom. And that all occurred only because he hung the ball into his hands, right? Boom. Let this play finish out right quick. Ended up, boom, offensive foul right there down low. But the hang is the most important part, right? The hang. This is probably the most important part of passing, right? And being able to make reads is the hang dribble. Notice this hang dribble from Elliot Cadeau, right? Look, right there. Because what that hang allowed him to do is to buy time to read help. And by the time he was able to read help, he could immediately dart that pass over. So now that help defender is rotating with the ball as it's in the air instead of rotating before the ball, right? Is able to even get into the air. And now the ball moves faster than help defenders. And now, boom, out of control closeout, rib through, boom, float. Missed it. You saw that push, offensive foul. Quality look though. Once I said, like I said before, quality look, right? And now it's Rob Dillingham time. Rob Dillingham, right? You got some shit, Rob Dillingham. Let me get some water too. Let me get some water. This is we just halfway done right now. This is halfway through the breakdown. This is maybe be an hour in. Let's get it. All right, now, Rob Dillingham, right? Rob Dillingham. This is one of the players where I was like, all right, how well is he going to convert to college as well? Like, I was really curious. Like, so of course, everybody's going to be like, how does this player going to convert? But he was one of the ones that's like, all right, how is he really going to convert? Like, I had me curious, right? But he also does exemplify the quality of good passing and on-time passing. Kind of like Elliot Cadeau does, but he's not as high level when it comes down to doing it in various scenarios, right? And so on this play, right, watch Rob catch. This is what a lot of y'all high school players really could learn from, right? Watch this help. Steps in on that first dribble, I kick out. Stop wasting time trying to get through gaps. Already seen that help is stepped over, right? That's really a selfish thing to do, right? Because you're now depriving your teammate of an open shot. So just simply understanding that, you take your dribble, you drive, you make your reads, instead of just thinking, let me drive for me, you'll be able to now get more assists. Your teammates will be able to get better looks, and now you're actually able to score. Better team, right? When you think for things as a collective, these decisions are easy to make. But if you're thinking selfishly all the time, how could I score? How could I do this? How could I do that? That's when these decisions become hard to make. And boom, right here. Quick little dime. Once again, I want to talk about more so about that back door right there. About that back door. You know what I'm saying? You seen Rob throw it. I'm pretty sure I was with the left too. That was with the left? I think that was with the left. Right? Boom. Quick dime with that left. Quick dime with that left. Right? But understand this though, right? Understand this. Out the help side. Right? Out the help side. Empty right wing. Right? And so now once Cadeau gets here, he has so much room to turn that corner that it forces this player that's guarding the corner to now help all the way in, right? And now since he's not just on the line but up the line as well as a help defender, this is going to leave his back exposed. And so now this player in the corner simply could go back door with no help really being there, right? Everybody's recovering quick. So now boom, pump fake, dribble, ends up getting fouled. Should have got that and one. That's tough, right? But anytime you see someone's back, go cut, right? That's the play you should make instead of sitting there and always trying to shoot that three, right? Because that two really is gonna be there, right? And even if you say you're in a situation like this, pump fake, because this player is gonna be recovering. You get your base, show the ball for a second, get into the body, free throws, right? This is plays that could be made by any player, right? Because that player is recovering. Like, understand the psychology, right? Understand the psychology of the player who's recovering, right? Boom, I'm already on a sprint out trying to beat him here. And then you see him get this back door, and now you're really in panic mode, right? You're in emergency mode. So now it's like you see that ball go up for a second, you're jumping, right? Out of position. So any player really could get that. You just got to make sure you sell that pump fake, of course. Show the eyes, show the ball. And now right here defensively, right? That should get thrown immediately right here. Immediately, right? And this is really a bad double on Rob's part, right? Because in a matchup like this, is that a matchup you want to double? Right? Is this something you want to double? Is he that much of a threat that you double this? Or are you just trying to make a superhero play? Right? Where you go double and try to beat him on a turnout. Right? But now on the offensive perspective, you catch this, you see this rotation happen, straight to this corner. No swing. That's way too much time. Straight to this corner. Right? Even if you got to throw a deep corner, if you got to throw at a point as to which it's not going to be straight into his pocket, still throw it there. Because what you're going to end up doing is putting the defense in rotation. To where he sees this get thrown, he sees Rob out the play, now you got two rotating to the corner, right? And now you could be able to swing back to 7, back to 5. You can play around the top now. And now you have more space and more angles to drive and attack. So that pass needs to get swung straight over. Now Rob gets back over. They didn't throw that skip. Now it's like the play that he tried to make, really he didn't get burned for it. Now right here, I just want to talk about this too, right quick. I want to talk about this. You could understand what a coach trusts and wants out of a player just based upon where they are in certain plays, right? Of course, right? Like this Spain pick and roll, like I said, boom, back screen. He was a person now stacked underneath the player at the top, right? So now that just shows, okay, they trust him as a shooter, right? They trust him as a shooter to be the person that pops up is there as well, right? And most importantly, has enough gravity to play that position. Right? And so when it comes down to that, you could just look at certain players and be like, oh, coach put him here. This means that he's good at doing this. Right? As a defensive player, right? As a person who, for example, is just going to an AAU game, seeing a team for the first time. You could just simply see where coach puts a player and it's like, oh, this is his strength. Oh, that's what he is good at. Let me take that away. Let me lead him to this next thing, right? Let me see if he has this next level. Let me see if he has this next layer to his game. If he doesn't, oh, damn, I got you. I got you. If you don't got that layer, boom, I got you. You know what I'm saying? That's where that work begins to come in to where you begin to add layers to your game. But usually at the lower levels, players aren't really going to have layers, right? It's not going to be often. High school, you may see a person with strength, maybe in one thing, and then after that, no, right? There's usually going to be something you could lead them to that they're not good at, right? Especially the younger you go, the easier it should be, right? You play the game smart. That IQ, if you play it smart from a younger age, it's going to carry with you as you get older because you're going to realize not a lot of players play the game smart, right? That's one of the big keys when it comes down to it. Right here. Hold on. I want to talk about this play. I want to talk about this play. I can finally chat. Hey, that was not my problem. That was your problem. That was your problem, right? Look, I want y'all to see this play. I might get copyright on this motherfucker, but look, I want y'all to see this play. Look, I want y'all to see this. Look. Watch Rob Dillingham. Boom, go attack. Look, let me cook. I ain't cook nothing up. I'm a 1-star chef, right? Now, boom, let me give it to my big. Let him cook. I can't cook nothing up. I'm another 1-star chef. Let me give it to my other teammate. Let him cook, right? I ain't cook nothing up. I'm a 1-star chef, right? Let me give it to DJ, try to bail us out. Break. Why did that all occur? Look, I want y'all to understand what's actually happening between all these attacks, right? Look at one thing. Spacing. Rob catch. Look at these corners. All high up on the corner. Now everything is just condensed. So now he attacks. No gaps, no room, right? Now he has to give it up. Boom, gives it to his teammate, right? Now big, same spacing, notice, right? Bad spacing. Everything's still discombobulated. Now I give it up to my other teammate. And notice the spacing once again. High corner once again, even high corner once again at the slot. terrible spacing. So now nobody can cook, right? The key ingredient to cooking in games is spacing. That's the number one ingredient, spacing, right? It's like salt. You know what I'm saying? When you're making chicken or when you're making steak, it's like salt. You need it, right? That's the base thing. You gotta have that, at least salt. You gotta have spacing if you want to be able to cook. Now let's slow this back down. I might have got copyright on that, but fuck it. It's worth it. It's worth the gym. And now these pick and rolls as well, right? These pick and rolls. I want to talk about these pick and rolls. There's a thing with Rob Dillingham, right? It's one thing to make a mistake, but it's another thing to have a habit, right? Two different things, right? And that's gonna end up putting you in bad positions a lot of times, right? And so understand when it comes down to his pick and rolls, you're gonna realize he doesn't play with the great pace, right? And that pace prevents him from being able to understand the reads, right? Because the game is now going so fast, you're not even able to process what's actually going on and what's available, right? And so I want you to notice this, right? Hold on, let me see if this shit can play. Boom. All right, boom. All right. Understand this. When it comes down to playing in these pick and rolls, the pace, being able to make reads, one of the most important things in pick and rolls, right, is understanding the coverage you're going to have prior to, right? Like I said, it's a constant variable. How are they going to guard these actions, right? And being a player that comes off the bench, you should be able to sit on the bench and say, oh, this is how they're guarding pick and rolls. Let me prepare for that, right? I know this constant variable to where now I could read these other variables, which is help side defense, right? And so in this case for Rob, you coming into the game 5 minutes through, you're already 12, 13 minutes removed. And so you should already know the type of coverage you're going to expect in a pick and roll or a handoff, a blitz, right? A hard hedge, right? And so now this should tell you, oh, I should not try to turn this corner. I need to get into space, right? To where I could try to find this slip because he's going to be what's open, right? They're not switching this. This is just a hedge. He's showing he's trying to get back, right? So now this big short roll, right? Make sure you're available. Then you make reads on his weak side. You got 2 trying to guard 3, right? So now, boom. Instead, you don't really get no looks, right? You got to understand what's going on at the top. The constant variable is really what's the key. Boom, transition. Boom, shot. I ain't gonna lie, that's tough right there. That's tough. That's tough, bro. That's tough. Foot on the line. Make it a 2. Make it a 2. Make it a 2. Make it a 2. But remember what I told y'all, though, right? Remember what I told y'all. Do not lose the ability to not hesitate. Just learn how to make the reads and be aware of your own skill and your capabilities, right? So when you get in a position to where you want to take a shot like this or you have an opportunity to, if you're going to shoot it, shoot it. Don't think about it. You don't have time to think about it, right? The thing that's gonna allow you to bypass thought is you by putting in enough work. If you know you have not put in enough work, right? If you don't trust yourself, don't even take the shot, right? Don't even take the shot. Do not hesitate, meaning do not hesitate and not taking the shot. In taking the shot, right? Pass that shit up, right? Give the shit up, right? Instead of doing all that. But in a situation like Rob, he has confidence in himself, right? He understands his skill. Boom, shoot that. Go ahead and shoot that. If you know you can knock it down, shoot it. Don't hesitate. Don't be in a position where it's like, oh, damn, I just can't. Oh, my coach may think of this, think of that. All those thoughts begin to flood in. Really only because you don't trust yourself. Like, you don't trust yourself enough. And now right here. One thing I want to talk about, right? This is another one of my pet peeves in basketball. Not kind of a pet peeve, right? In a sense, but it's more so like, I don't understand why people fail to understand this, right? Look, you got this action occurring. You know this down screen is going to happen long before it even got there. Play already been called. So as a player in this corner, why not already start in the mid-range to where once that screen is there, you're going off that screen at an extremely tight angle and making it even harder for that player to recover and buying yourself more time on the opposite side of that screen, right? So now instead of catching and going all the way up here, calling for another screen, you'll have enough time just to catch, curl, right, left shot, right? But now you end up having to do something else, right? Whereas you could have already had an opportunity to score. And so now, boom, try to turn the corner on here. You end up getting in this spot. They end up scoring off of this, right? But ultimately, like, you got to think when it comes down to film. Think presently, right? Think in the moment, right? So where you're not thinking, oh, he did this, but ultimately they got this, so that didn't matter. You play the game sequentially, right? You don't play the game and understand what's gonna happen next. You got to make the best of what's happening now, right? So if something went wrong and then it ended up going good later on, it doesn't mean what happened, what was wrong at first, is not wrong. It's still wrong, right? You got to fix that, because ultimately you're not going to be led to something that's going to bail that out every single time. So you just got to make sure you see film, you see something that went wrong. Don't try to make up for something. Say, for example, someone made a terrible drive, right? Boom, kicked out to a player, heavily contested shot, knocked it down from the corner. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's a terrible drive. You can't do that drive. It's just not going to happen every single time. It's not going to hit that shot to bail you out every single time. So you got to understand, all right, I got to fix this habit. I got to fix this before, regardless of what happened after this play. Now, boom, peep here. Hold on. I ain't gonna lie. Rob shifty, I ain't gonna lie. The shifty players get shifted, bro. It is what it is, bro. I ain't gonna lie. Shifty players get shifted, right? Rob with the shits, low key. Oh, damn. If you ain't passed that shit up. Lucky that wasn't Jordan Poole with the ball. You know what Jordan Poole would have did? Spin move behind the back, snatch double behind the back. He would have hit you some crazy shit, got his highlight, and then went on to proceed and get 30 more lowlights. You know what I'm saying? That shit would have happened. But I ain't gonna lie, could have been ugly. Could have been ugly, bro. But luckily he passed that shit up. And people forgot about it. He ripped down the lane trying to get that dunk. But hold on, I want y'all to peep this as well. Hold on. Right there. That communication right there. That showed me one thing. Right? That showed me one thing. Hands in the air, right? Saying, oh, nah, let's stay on yours. Those situations, it's saving you energy to switch, right? In terms of that moment in itself, right? But like I said, it showed me one thing, right? Look at Rob, right? This miscommunication right here showed me one thing, right? It showed me Rob did not want to guard the ball. And when things like this happen, when it's a switchable action, it just shows, okay, he's just trying to go down, get off the ball so he can kind of take a chance and relax, right? And so at this point in time, you just got to take what's there, right? You just got to just switch that. Just switch it. It's a switchable action. Just guard, right? If you ain't want to guard, it's going to show through the action. Exactly like you did right here. Just make these switches, bro. Don't be scared to guard. Hands in the air. Those are usually just a switch. Usually just a switch. Once again, pick and rolls. Remember what I said with the pick and rolls, right? How many times is it going to take you to be able to understand that? But this one, off-ball movement was key on this. Off-ball movement was key on this. Boom. I forgot what his name was. Damn, 15. He had like 5-6 threes this game. But I forgot though. Look, let's talk aside from that pick and roll, right? Let's talk about the off-ball movement, what's going on, right? This is the importance of off-ball movement. Rob, boom, pick and roll, hard hedge. Look at what's going on down here though, right? He's ball watching, seeing this screen going on. Notice that this roll occurred and that he's open since that hard hedge happened, right? And so now, boom, Rob with the stop hits the shooter right there on the right side on the wing, right? Off ball movement, cut through, filled in spacing, occupy the player that was guarding him, and now he got open simply just by moving off the ball, right? Now, boom, shot, takes it, knocked down. Once again, remember what I was saying with actions, right? Two portions of this in its entirety, right? 2 times, right? Two. Not just once, twice. Not just once, twice, dog. Not just once, twice. Notice this, right? Notice this. So, hold on. Let's see if I can get more of this clip in the frame. Hold on. Boom. Right? You see this down screen happening. Rob knows he's going to get down screen. So now, why not do your work early so it could set you up better later on, right? Instead of having to do that setup right there, already start in that mid-range to where you bumping, and now you're already leading him into that screen. You're being physical, putting him directly into that screen instead of giving him space to then navigate over that screen, right? So now, boom, first part right there. You already know what's going to happen. Why not fix it? Part 2, the screens. You already know that they're going to hard hedge these screens, right? So knowing that, why would I get here and try to turn this corner? Because my read, the option that I have now, the person that's open is a person on this slip, right? Short roll the slip. And so Short roll that slip. Now you got 15 shooters sitting in your corner. That's an easy play to be made, right? You just got to understand the type of shit that's going to happen before so you can set yourself up for better shit later on, right? And if you fail to do so, you're not going to be able to execute and be able to get the most efficient, highest quality look every single possession that you get, right? Like I said, the constant variables are key. Once you're able to understand constants, that's when you're going to be able to make plays and get high quality looks. And boom, right here. This is a good play in transition though by Dillingham though, right? Good play in transition, right? So he loses this, right? He makes this catch, sees this player running out, sees him. That's his wings, right? They run the sidelines, right? So he makes this catch, right hand, boom, goes here, but he understands he has something else on this other side, right? Someone has to take away the ball. Big, boom, he's not taking away the ball. He got to take away the rim, right? Now leaves this lane open. Boom, hits that dime on the left side. Gets that foul. He had 9 assists this game, but he had a lot of passes that led to fouls. So really he shot a double-double. Really shot a double-double. Boom, finesse. Boom, drop off. Straight to another shooter. Straight to the shooter once again. Straight to the shooter. Hit. Deceive twice. Peep the deception though. Look. Catch. One person on the side guarding 2. Right? So pass fake. At this point, the person playing 2 is thinking, oh, he's going to shoot this. So pass fake, pump fake. Now I got him on that second one. And after that, I now read the next variable. 24, help, step over, good thing. You left the shooter, right? Better shooter, even me myself. So now he's able to get the dime. Right there, boom, 2. You know what I'm saying? Look, I want y'all to notice this as well, right? Remember what I was talking about pace? He ended up getting a dime, but ultimately, the pace portion of it, right? Because what he could have really gotten out of it in terms of what he, like, directly, like right then and there, right? Initially, not understanding what would transpire, right? So, boom, he gets right. If he comes off the screen with pace, he'll be able to read 15, right, in this hedge that he should already know is going to happen, right? But he doesn't even understand that, right? He's going too fast. And in doing so, he now has to react to a person that as to which he really should be already in control of how he's going to react. Because he's just able to make a read, and now he's just making an emergency move where he just picks that ball up, right? But with pace, you'll allow yourself to have those hang dribbles to where you can then, boom, split when it gets to this gap. And so, ultimately, just a little bit of pace right here, right? Slow down just a little bit. You'll see, all right, step out, I have a gap, push cross, get between that. And now really that's going to end up being a lay right down the lane. He's out of help, right? That's all rotating. That should be a lay down the lane. Now, boom, he ends up getting here, like I said, got the assist, but you don't know how shit's going to transpire prior to. So you got to make sure you understand what happened with the first thing, fix that up, and then whatever else happened after, doesn't matter if some shit before was wrong. You know what I'm saying? That doesn't clean anything up. It does for the scoring, for the game in itself, but in terms of as a player, it's not cleaning nothing up. And then right here too. That's a college bag right there. That's a college bag, right? A lot of y'all be working on the wrong shit. This is some shit that's actually going to translate in the game, right? Even high school, college, this is what's going to keep it basic and what's smooth, right? Forget the step backs, right? Forget the step backs. This is the type of shit as a high school player and college player, middle school even, that you need to add instead of the step backs. This is the type of shit that's smooth and looks a little pretty that you could do. 2 dribbles, get to a spot, see the player begin to shift over to that middle, leaving the other side. So what do? Step through, up and under leg. That's the type of shit you need to work on in the gym. Not the step backs, not the, all the fancy snatch backs, step backs, all these layered complex moves. That shit right there. That should be your bag, right? If you say, I want to get into my bag, let me see you take 2 dribbles, get to a stop, boom, step through, right? That's the bag you should see out of high school players and college players especially, not all that extra shit. Once again, boom here. He kind of finally actually made a read though, right? But it's the reaction that's about to happen, right? It's the reaction, right? Look. This is how prepared he should be in terms of these pick and rolls, right? He's getting left, boom. He sees that already happening, so he doesn't try to turn this corner, right? You're patient, now you see the slip, right? Now you see this strip occur, and this is what happens, which causes a lot of players to not get playing time, right? Their reaction to certain stuff, right? How they play through plays as to which that don't go in their favor, right? Because you may think, oh, that should have been a foul. Look at the ref. But it's your effort that's going to go on the other side that your coach cares about. Your coach doesn't care about the no call, because a no call is a no call. The play still goes on, right? Basketball continues. So now look at his reaction, what ends up happening. Gambles on that, boom. Now he gets behind the play. And now at this point, he gets into the paint, kick to the corner. He still has not reacted to go and close out to that corner, right? He's still sitting there at that elbow, right? Late closeout, late as shit. Now, boom, reload shot. The quality of a look that they got alone and the effort right there will diminish your playing time like that. Coach doesn't matter about the no call. He expects you to continue play. Whatever happens after that, if it's a dead ball, you can say something. But in the middle of a possession, lacking effort, expect your playing time to diminish if you do shit like that. And I also want to peep this too. Look, this is a quick cut clip, but understand, right? Look, boom, right here, calls a foul on Rob. First foul he calls, right? 13:01, look at the clock, right? 13:01 again, boom, right here, foul call, boom. You see, now this is what happens when you don't allow yourself to just simply continue playing, not play out of frustration, right? And now refs begin to make these bullshit calls on you, right? Just all off the fact, right? All off the fact of you just doing this little tiny minuscule shit that really don't do much, right? This is what they're gonna do at times, right? You get on their bad side, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? They're human beings. It's not like they're robots. And if we had robot refs, that would be dog shit, right? That would be terrible for basketball, bro. It'd be, nah, I can't. No. You gotta have human refs, right? But understand the aspect of just being human. They're gonna make these calls. They're gonna have some emotions at times, and they may be oversensitive to certain things and certain things you said or things as to what you may end up doing. So you got to play that field nicely. Now at this point, he has 5 fouls too, so that's tough. But I like how the fact they let him play through it, right? They're up big time as well, so I was like, fuck it, stay in the game. If you want to keep playing, or he had 4 fouls. He had 4 fouls at that point, I think. So if you want to stay in the game, you know what I'm saying, be disciplined. But once again, though, right here, like I said, the pick and rolls, this is what he needs to do, right? Be early and understand the read that he's going to have, right? Understand the read that he's going to make, right? They've been blitzing all game, so finally he is able to catch up to it, right? Boom, he goes right, sets it up, sends that defender the other way. Instead of trying to turn the corner, you stay in space and then immediately hit this roll, right? So now, boom, he's able to get down the lane, help is over late, and one, right? That's how you adjust. That's what you need to do prior to. Do that at the start, especially coming off the bench. You should already be able to see all their coverages, right? How they guarding the top players and certain players. You should already understand that. Coming off the bench, all right, boom, he's doing this at this time. All right, now I know what I have when I get into this action. Now right here, this is when turning that corner actually worked, because that movement on that weak side, right? Notice that weak side, boom, hit. Notice that weak side, right? This is big time, because look, they coming off this horn set, right? And now he could turn this corner, because this cut right here, right, with the person who's supposed to roll, now you have the 4 who popped, force this player to now help over. And so now at this point, it's just about finding a lane as to which I can be able to get this pass off, find an angle, right? Swing it over. For one person to guard 2 people over that distance, you're just going to let somebody shoot. You're just going to let him shoot, practically, right? He knocks it down, boom, takes that shot, right? So now turning that corner in that situation, you have space. There's a lot of pressure on that other side. And at the same time, as he was turning this corner, right? As he was turning this corner, he was not thinking score. He was thinking reading this weak side, seeing what's going on, right? So that's what you got to do. Usually if you try to turn that corner, it's not going to be, oh, for me to score, it's going to be for you to make the read. And if somehow, some way there's a way for you to score, go ahead and do so. But a lot of times, there's going to be somebody else who's open. Now right here, another thing, right? These are little things as to which a coach will look at and be stupid mad over, right? It's just effort, right? Low effort plays, right? Rob Dillingham over his screen, right? Chase over. There's going to be no switch. This is a drop, right? And so at this point, after you chase over, your goal is now to get back in front, get back in position, right? But boom, reaches on that. now just leaves his teammates in no man's land to where, boom, Big has to step over a help, bump, gets that lay, right? And so just that effort right there alone, like dying after this screen, right? Being an opportunity with this screen, boom, over the top, not trying to fight and get back in front, trying to just make a steal. Coach is gonna look at that and say, we need effort out of you. You know what I'm saying? These little plays, like they're gonna be like, oh, we could just replace you, could play somebody else more minutes, right? It's really doing you a disservice, hurting yourself. Notice that relocation. Notice this relocation right here by Rob, right? Boom, he goes left. Watch for, most importantly, how he reacts to his relocation. Eye stuck on the ball. Realizes he's all the way over on this left wing. And look at the hand that he gets. That's not no fucking hand. That's an open shot, right? Just simple relocation, right? Getting yourself in positions to where your teammate could still be able to see you, of course, right? They have to be able to see you, have a line so they could see and throw that pass. And then also, too, as well, right? On the defender side, right? A lot of defenders get caught ball watching, right? They get caught in maybe something that may be going on right there immediately, like what's going on up there in that middle, right? Got caught up late, boom, shot. Found space. Peep the shake up. That's a great catch, great attack. He hit this? Yeah, he smoked another one though, but he hit that one. Peep this though, right? Peep this catch and attack, right? Look. Boom. Rob on the catch. He caught that literally in stride, right? So understand what that's doing for him in his drive and what it's doing for the defender on the closeout, right? Let me slow this down a little bit more, right? Slow this down a little more. So look. Skip pass straight to Rob, right? Notice this defender in their steps, right? And notice Rob in his steps. As the defender begins to step out to try to close out to his body, Rob is already now taking steps downhill. Literally, they're acting opposite of each other, right? And so as he goes down, the defender goes out. And so now he just has an easy lane to get downhill. All simply off him attacking the pass, right? And seeing, okay, I don't want to settle for this three right then and there. I know they're going to close out hard. Let me get to the rim. And boom, right there. That's a great read. You know who I got that from? Or at least me personally. I seen this. I was like, oh, you know I got that read from? Luka. He does it at a different pace. He does it at a different pace, but regardless, this is the read you got to make, especially off these screens. And I was talking last stream a little bit. This is one of the moves I added coming off screens, which is like, okay, if I'm gonna see a drop on this other side, and I want to be able to get a shot off, and I just try to pull it up if a player's super tall. Let me see how I could create space, right? This is one of the most, like, once you get yourself to a level where you're getting off pick and rolls and you're able to score at the rim, you can pull up and little things like that. This is another move you can add, right? Another move you can add. So boom, gets right. You got a big. Walking them down, they got the shot, or walking them down, you got the switch, they got the mismatch down there, you got space, right? And with this downhill dribble now, though, right? You're now leading him. If you see him continue to move downhill, you can see him continue to move them feet, take that step, right? They see that one hard step, they're going to want to also step as well, boom. Now you're creating more space because they stepped out, and now you're going back to that left foot. Now you got that shot, right? That's something that Rob did right there, but most importantly, Luka does that. A shit ton, right? See him going right, boom, bring back a shot. But you just got to understand how you need to do the move for your own pace, right? And that only comes about you doing it in the game as well. So, not in the actual game, practice. You can do it in practice. In practice, pick up some shit you don't have to do in an actual game. Don't just do the first time in an actual game. Do this in practice, all right? Right here, transition once again too. Transition once again. Look, remember what I talked about Cadeau and numbers, reading numbers, going down, right? And just knowing when to pick your spots, right? Cadeau catches in transition, right? 1, 2, 3. Why would I attack and my whole team is behind half court, right? That's stupid. Look, so now he's going to get here and he's going to stop. I'm not going to attack even though he's backpedaling because I have no outlets, right? Instead, let's run our offense. Let's let everybody get set, right? So now I get ball screen, corner, wing, boom, block. Now let's run our action, right? Now I'm able to get down here, turn the corner, boom, left hand dime, right? Which is why left hand passes are so important for point guards, right? And all players. Because had he got here, right, and not been able to pass with his left, there's no way he's able to get this pass off with his right. Able to go over this way and try to dump it down, right? No, it's not happening. Terrible angles, right? Big will probably get a hand on that. And understand 23 in this spot. As you're moving downhill, how often do you think about having active hands? Rarely. Like, how often do players who run and that a big man have active hands while running? Not often. So, exactly. That's a reason as to why you need to be able to pass out of both hands. ISO work. Peep this though. I want y'all to peep. Most importantly, peep the spacing one and ultimately the drive too, right? This is the same thing I want to talk about. I talked about with Cadeau, right? Same thing I talked about with Cadeau, right? First thing though, with spacing. Look how much space he has to operate. When you get players pushed down, this is like a 1-4 flat, what Gil always be talking about, right? Look at all this space. It's like he's playing a one-on-one game, right? So understand this spacing, right? If you really want to take advantage of mismatches, look at the damn space on the floor. This is not even the best it could be. Push this player deeper, push him down further, now push him a little bit further, now like boom, 1-4 flat. You know what I'm saying? Or even push him to this block, push this player to this corner. Like you're literally isolated on an island, right? But at this point, right, like I was saying what Cadeau, when in terms of driving and adding to your bag, right, adding to your driving bag now that you're playing at a different level, this is what I'm talking about, right? You can't get these straight line drives to where once you get past somebody, you don't create contact, you just try to get a lay. You now have to learn how to create contact on these strides to where you got a person to break their base and you make contact, boom, foul, now you can lay. Or you just take away their ability to try to contest that shot, right? And you ultimately get a cleaner look. Because these dudes is jumping, right? Boom, able to block that. I think you got a hand on that. So you got to change your bag according to your level. Now boom, hold on, right here too. Dimes. This right here was key. This right here was key. Look, you see 3 throw his hands in the air as well, right? You see 3 throw his hands in the air, right? Understand this, right? Understand spacing, right? You got your shooter 15 on the wing, not the corner, but the wing. So 3 is not only attached, right? He's not in help, and he's not able to go in help, right? Like be on and in, right? So 3 is attached and not in help. So look at this, right? He's able to go right, fake this out with this big, just show the ball one time. So now that opens up a whole new passing lane, right? Straight down the middle. And 3 is like, what the hell happened, right? What happened is you had an empty corner, right? You had an empty corner and you're guarding a shooter. Overloaded that right. Great play by Rob. Great dunk down low. Now right here by Rob as well. You coming up on like the last 2 clips, right? Something about defensively, like this is another habit as to which defensively that kind of also hurts him, right? It kind of stems back to what I was saying before about this is more so about concentration. Let me put it like that, right? And so boom, ball is given up, right? And remember that double team he had early on that baseline where it was almost trying to make a hero play? It was purposeless, right? So at this point in time, ball gets here to one in the middle. Eyes get stuck on the ball. Them little mishaps right there, right? Didn't burn him here, but the mishaps in time just shows you a habit of him trying to make certain plays that he shouldn't be doing, right? And maybe at times when that habit does pop up and that tendency does show, he's now going to get himself kind of bad position to where it not only hurts him, right, and his ability to play, but his team as a whole, right, puts a crack in your defense, right? And that little habit right there, you get caught doing that too much against the right teams at the right times, these tournament games be coming down to one possession, right? Now you begin to look back, oh shit, look at this possession happen, oh shit, like them little mishaps right there. Can't allow that to happen, right? And so here too, boom. I ain't gonna lie, he stepped on his foot like a motherfucker. Peep this though, right? Understand, remember what I was talking about with spacing, right? Look right here. Peep. Rob got to the top, right? Boom. Now he's gonna begin to enter his attack. But notice the spacing, right? You got your shooter 15 moving, you got 12 also moving. They're gonna exchange sides, right? And so him going right here right now isn't the smartest thing to do. He got a somewhat clean look off, but he's unbalanced, right? If he simply waited, right? If he waited, allowed 15 to get through, allowed 12 to get through, and now leaves your shooter on a side with one person who's able to play help defense. And now they have to pick a poison. Do we take away the shooter, or do we take away the drive, right? And now you have a person like number one up here who's a little slower. Get by, right? Get by, right? You're gonna force them to break your base. You have the option to create a foul, or you have the option to kick it out if they do help, right? So boom, ultimately, bad timing on the drive. He ended up stepping on his foot too. That was low-key crazy stumble. That was wild, but now peep this pick and roll as well, right? Remember what I said. Variables. 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 This is the last one. This is the last one, right? Because like I said, the schemes are going to be constant, right? So every single time, you know what you're going to get, right? Especially at this level. They emphasize this so much prior to the game. We playing this coverage every time. Make sure you do this. If you don't, your coach is going to yell like a motherfucker, right? And so they're going to do it every time. It's just about your ability as a player to take advantage of it every single time and be aware of it, right? So you see this step up, short roll must occur, boom, throw this in over the top. No help here, not looking. Help here is going to be late, short roll this. You see, boom, could have been here in the middle, right? Get it to the corner, get it back. Now you're trying to go and cook something up for yourself. And ultimately, you could have got a much better look, right, than that had you just got that to the middle and understood the reads that you need to make. So, boom. That's it right there for Rob Dillingham, Elliot Cadeau. Went crazy today. I ain't gonna lie, stupid gems in that motherfucker. You may see quite a few clips get posted, right? I ain't gonna be streaming tomorrow on the fact that I have so much content I have yet to post that if I go and stream, this shit's gonna I'm gonna have too much, right? I have too much. I don't have enough time to edit. I don't have time to do a whole bunch of other stuff as well. So that's that for that. Next week we got the in-season tournament. They play UConn as well next week. Whatchamacallit, North Carolina, like you said before. But yeah, though, you know, locked in. You're gonna see some videos up, see some clips up. If y'all got questions, make sure you hit the link in the Discord. And most importantly, make sure you sacrifice your present self and invest into your future self. And you do everything you need to do to get to places you want to go. So discipline or regret, you choose.